Your home for high school football in 2023 is right here at Beaver County Radio.
10-5 touchdown! You better believe it!
Coverage of 2023 high school football is being brought to you by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, AK Nahas Furniture Gallery, Tri-County McDonald's, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Now let's head to the AK Nahas Furniture Gallery broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
Welcome to Rochester. Big matchup tonight. Playoff implications are on the line as we get ready for another game in the Big 7 in Beaver County football and Beaver County Radio. I'm Robert Mangino. With me, Bruce Fry in the booth. We're getting ready to call the game. Rochester is 4-3 overall, 2-2 in the Big 7. The Northgate Flames 4-4 overall, 2-3 in the Big 7. Both of these teams, Bruce, have playoff hopes, and they need a win tonight to keep those hopes alive.
Oh, very much so. But I believe that Rochester can clinch up a playoff spot with a victory tonight. But it's clearly, when you have these teams near 500, this is clearly a battle for survival. The big game in the Big 7 tonight is Southside at Union. Those teams are both at 4-0, but there's quite a bit of scrambling going on beneath those two teams.
Yes, let's talk about these two teams that we have with us tonight. Gene Matsuk, longtime head coach here at Rochester. We're not going to be able to hear him tonight because of some technical difficulties, but you've covered Gene over the years. What do you know about him, his program, and what he brings every week?
Well, it's pretty simple. If you're an opponent, you have to beat Rochester, because Rochester's not going to beat itself. That's generally what I've seen. They know their plays. They run the ball on the ground quite a bit of the time. They're fundamentally sound, but again, you have to beat them. They're generally not going to turn it over too many times, and it's just the same formula. You could go to a Rochi game 20 years ago, and you can go one as long as Coach Gene's going to coach, and you'd see a similar type offense, no question.
We are broadcasting from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth, and it's the Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show. Bruce, let's go through some of the players here that are key to a victory tonight for the Rochester Rams. Jaden Norman at quarterback. He is a threat to throw the ball. He's a threat especially to run the ball. 23 of 63, 394, and 3 touchdowns. And then rushing is 51 for 383 and 4 more touchdowns. It seems as though the way Jaden goes, the way this team goes.
Well, yeah, he was a young guy last year when Parker Lyons went down, Rochester's quarterback, and he showed a lot of promise. I was very impressed with his poise. Rochester lost a tough playoff game at Freedom, I believe, last year versus Union. Union went on to do very well in the playoffs, get all the way to the state final. But the bottom line is Rochi only lost that game by 18-16. Norman certainly showed poise as a young guy then.
In the running back position, Dom Guido and Amari Curry really stepping up because they have missed Antonio Lowry for the past 6 weeks. He was 20 for 145, averaging 7 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns. But Guido and Curry have really stepped up. 55 for 352, 6 touchdowns for Guido. Curry, 2 touchdowns, 187 yards, and they're both threats out of the backfield.
Oh, no doubt. Well, yeah, Rachi likes to do that. If you're a running back for Rachi, you're going to be capable of catching a pass out of the backfield. That's just part of your skill set that gets into you in August. I thought I saw Laurie out there on the field before the game in uniform. We'll see what happens.
We shall do that. Also, at wide receiver, Patrick Babel, he's also the number 2 quarterback. So it's one of those ones to where he may be on the field, maybe he's setting up as wide receiver, maybe it's a little bit of a confusion play.
And he's a good guy also in that he got a lot of experience. I think he's only in 10th grade now, but he got a lot of experience a year ago playing basketball for Sean Keaton's 5. He got involved in some high-stakes basketball games and proved himself to be a capable athlete.
And one more thing to look at, when I talked to Coach Matzik earlier in the week, there were 2 defensive players that really stood out to him. Mike Norman, 45 tackles, leading the team, and Amari Curry on the defensive side, 36 tackles, 2 sacks.
Yeah, no question about it. And the good news is those people that you mentioned are playing up close. So that you don't want a safety or a cornerback to be your leading tackler. You want somebody on the line, and that's what Rachi has.
All right, once again, we're broadcasting from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth. And we are in the middle of the Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show. We will take a look at Northgate and hear from their head coach, Chris Lucas, coming up in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry, classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first come, first served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team where everyone plays and, more importantly, everyone wins. This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union. If you need a loan, it's game time. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden-Neuerl-Quippa. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or click friendlyfcu.org. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
What attracted you to Northgate when you said yes a couple of years ago?
I grew up there, so it's my alma mater. So that's the main reason I wanted to come back and help the program. They had been dying for a while. A bunch of alumni had reached out, and, I ended up taking it. So really, it was just that personal connection to the district. And a lot of guys that I have on staff are Northgate grads as well.
The program went through a really long dry spell. I mean, over 30 games before they were able to snap a losing streak. What did you believe that you could bring to the table to be able to begin this transformation from a team that can't win a game to a team that's now on the cusp of potentially making the playoffs?
I know Coach Fulmore well. He's a friend of mine. When he took over the program, it wasn't left in a great situation. I think his first year he had 15 kids there. So that was one of the biggest hurdles. I actually was an assistant for Coach at Northgate his last year before he left. So kind of got in there, and he started, quite honestly, turning the program around himself, because he went from 15 kids to 18 kids to 22 kids in those years. So it was really about building up the numbers and kind of getting excitement. So that last year that he had, there was 3 wins that season. So that kind of stabbed the streak, and I think that helped get guys out. But we've just been trying to really build something that the kids want to be involved in, because the more players, the better your practices are. More competition there is. So that's what we've really kind of focused on, is trying to build from the ground up and get that buy-in to the program, and trying to get these kids to believe that, they're good football players. They just need to have the system in place and have the commitment.
Why do you think parents should encourage their kids to play football?
I think it's the ultimate sport for life lessons, just with the commitment. I think that's a problem in this world today, is just people aren't committed to things. They go from one thing to the next. So I think all the life lessons that can be taught through the game of football, and overcoming adversity and having that commitment, I think, at least from our perspective, and I would imagine most programs out there, the ultimate goal for us is to build successful young men. That's the goal. The winning, to me, is a byproduct of that. So when you have those systems in place, if you want your kid to have other influences besides in the home, I think it's one of the best places for it.
Is there not only the accountability to the coaches, but a learned accountability to each other in football?
Oh, for sure. And I think the accountability to each other, to be quite honest, is much more important. That's their friends. That's the kids that they're growing up with. So there's bond there that hopefully that you can build that and have that accountability to each other. And that's the other thing with the numbers and the increase. We're starting to develop more leaders, and they're kind of starting to hold each other accountable for things. The leadership council that we developed, that group of kids, they're involved in certain decisions, and I elicit feedback from them on decisions to get them a part of the process. So all of that kind of lends into more accountability.
You are really close to being able to get to the playoffs. Do you believe this team is capable of doing that, and not only getting there, but letting their presence be felt?
Absolutely. I'll be honest with you. I think we've, our conference is one of the toughest conferences. So you're battle tested, but I think we've kind of left some things on the table already, and kind of shot ourselves in the foot in a couple of games that went against us. So absolutely. And I think if you come out of this conference, I think you're ready for the playoffs. Our non-conference record is 3-1. And our loss was to Fort Cherry, who is one of the top teams, if not the top team in single A. So we have them. We have Union, Southside. We have a very difficult schedule. So you go through this type of schedule in our conference, then you're ready for taking on playoff teams.
How well do you think you match up against Rochester?
That's traditionally has been the issue at the school. Teams like Rochester that are the physical type, they want to line up, you know what they're doing. They want to run the ball and they want to impose their will. That is where we've struggled at Northgate in the past. So I think this year much better. We were able to get a win against Shenango. And they were the same type of physical team, and we were able to do that there. So I think we do match up well. It's not going to be easy. Coach Matsook has a program there, and that's what we're trying to get to, where it's not just a good team here and a good team there. Rochester's a traditionally strong, good program, and I think that's the goal of any coach, is to try to get their program to that level.
Give me your 3 keys to victory here.
No penalties, no turnovers, and we have to match Rochester's physicality.
Chris Lucas there, the head coach of the Northgate Flames, joining us. And Bruce, when you look at this team, isn't it as though it's pretty remarkable considering where they were, where they are now, where they've come from. I mean, this is a team that went, 31, 32 games in a row that they've lost and have been able to turn this thing around, and Chris Lucas seems to be a difference maker.
Yes, and well, the one thing about Northgate is, and this is one of my favorite points in broadcasting, is if you have success in some sports, it's going to carry over to the others. And they've got guys, Austin Mitchell, their quarterback, he was a point guard in basketball. A loss for Northgate tonight is this Ty Daniels at 6'4". He's their biggest player. He's a tight end. The guy was an absolute warrior against Cam Lindsay of Aliquippa in the 3A basketball final that we broadcast on Beaver County Radio from the Peterson Event Center last year. Northgate had to upset a lot of people to get there, but the thing we know, they weren't afraid of Aliquippa, and a lot of teams are in basketball. So I give Northgate high marks for that. And some of the other guys, this Anthony Barron played basketball. In Lane, there's a guy named Santiago Lane. He's the backup quarterback, but he was a very good athlete, a very good basketball player. So Northgate has people at the skill positions, in my estimation.
In fact, when you look at somebody like a Santiago Lane and what he does at quarterback, Coach Lucas said that you're going to see him in and out a lot tonight.
Sure.
And also what he does on defense, he's an absolute beast. Check this out. 40 tackles, 7 of them for loss, and 2 sacks. He could be an easy CCBC player of the game, somebody to watch.
And I believe that he's a linebacker, too, because he's a tall kid. I mean, they don't want him in a secondary. I'm pretty sure he's a linebacker.
Yeah, he plays defensive end sometimes. He plays linebacker, depending upon what the package is. Looking for a lot from him. And this Darius Fields at running back has some real potential, too. 75 carries, 542 yards, and 8 touchdowns on the season.
No question about it. So Northgate has speed on the edges, and the other thing I noticed, though, another unfortunate thing for the Flames is Caleb Billings, listed at 6'3", 300, a lineman. I noticed him on street clothes on the sideline also. So that is literally a big guy in the plans of Rochi.
Yes. Now, we'll take a little timeout. We'll come back with more Rochester and Northgate. Rochester, once again, 4-3 overall. They're 2-2 in the Big 7. Northgate is 4-4 overall. They're 2-3 in the Big 7. Both of them wanting to keep their playoff hopes alive. And this game is an absolute must for both teams. We'll give you more about that coming up in a moment as we get ready for Big 7 football on Beaver County Radio.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Balcones Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
A Beaver County high school football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number one in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental in Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
If you have big plans for this fall, like a new car or home remodeling project, but feel like it's getting a little late in the game and you're out of timeouts, it's time to call an audible, a 749 audible. This is Coach Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. 24-month personal loans are now available with approved credit from 7.49%. So get up to the line, the teller line that is, and call your own 749 audible. Stop in for details. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
We are back, the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth. I'm Robert Mangino along with Bruce Fry. It's the Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show. And Bruce, let's look at the matchup here tonight. We kind of go back to comparables during the course of the season and how did each team match up with similar opponents. You go to Summit Academy and Rochester wins 42-6. Northgate wins 28-20. Shenango. Rochester loses 18-6, but Northgate wins 20-13. The Laurel matchup. Rochester wins 42-14, but then again, Northgate loses 35-12. And then you go up against a juggernaut that's Union, and Union defeats Rochester 46-28, and they beat Northgate 47-6. Those comparable matchups, what does that tell you about what we may expect tonight?
Not an awful lot.
Nothing. Is that what you're
right.
going to say?
Yeah, pretty much so. Yeah, because you don't know who was injured then, who was suspended. You don't know anything.
Okay.
I don't, that's all good. It's good for us in the media to point it out, but it doesn't really translate to tonight's game, I don't think. But we'll see what happens on the field of play. And what we should, again, just to tell our listeners, the standings in the Big Seven, Union and Southside, they meet right now at Union, both 4-0. But then below that, Rochi is 2-2, and they, so they have a slight advantage. Shenango and Northgate both 2-3. So we'll see how that plays out. But we certainly look forward to the conclusion here.
As you're running the math in your head, what do you see the path to the playoffs being for Rochester?
Oh, it's quite simple. They just have to keep winning. It appears very unlikely they're going to have a home game because Southside and Union are going to be the top two seeds. Unless, of course, Southside loses tonight and Rochi beats Southside next week. The Rams meet next week. And, of course, our astute listeners realize when we say the Rams meet next week, that means Southside versus Rochi. They're both the Rams.
And when you look at Northgate, is there a path to the playoffs for them this year?
They basically have, but see, even if they win, they do. They do have a shot at it. They are 2-3. If they win tonight, they would finish at 3-3 because they have an exhibition game with Fraser next week, and 3-3 could likely get you in the playoffs. That's when it gets down to head-to-head. But a win over Rochi would certainly be big for them. Let's put it this way: the Flames aren't going out for this kickoff with lacking for motivation.
No, they know what's on the line for themselves too.
Yep.
Interesting here. Both of these teams coming off of 2-game losing streaks. And when you look at the points for, points against differential, even though their records are relatively close at 4-4 and 4-3, Northgate to Rochester, and 2-3 in the Big Seven, 2-2 in the Big Seven, Northgate and Rochester. The points for Rochester, 211, points against just 120. Almost completely flipped. Northgate, it's 151-4, points against 254. If Rochester is able to dominate, impose their will on the running game, this could be a long night for Northgate.
Oh yeah, well that's obviously what we'll try to find out. But Rod, you were just talking about comparative scores. The fact that Clairton had to come in here and win by only 3 points last week, that shows me that Rochi's playing a pretty good brand of football. That to me means more than comparing same opponents on different weeks, etc. But we'll see how it all plays out. I'm very excited to see how the Rams handle this section battle.
All right, let's talk about the starting lineups, and we want to be able to get opportunity to be able to mention these guys, and they're so important. People who normally don't get talked about are the people who live on the offensive line, and they make it so that the skill players can go ahead and work their magic and so oftentimes get all the accolades. According to Coach Matzerk, here's the starting lineup at offensive line for Rochester. Lucas Pierce, his number is 66. He's 5'11", 215 as sophomore. He will start at left tackle. Logan Lyons is at left guard, number 52, 5'9", 175. He's a junior. Big Nehemiah Haskins, he comes in at 250. His number is 70. He's 5'7". He's a senior, 2-year letterman. Mike Norman at right guard, a 3-year letterman, 200-pound senior. And 53, Parker Monroe, a 200-pound senior. He's 6 foot tall. They are able to accomplish all of this and have the record that they do and have the success running the ball, but they don't have a big offensive line.
Well, they know how to get to a certain point and how to block people and how to have good angles and open up holes of attack. But in going over the lineups, too, it is senior day. I would be remiss. We would be remiss as a broadcast team if we didn't mention it was cool. We go to a lot of these senior night presentations, but it's very rare that you see Jeremiah Haskins and Nehemiah Haskins, both senior. Usually the parents escort one son out there. This time, 2 sons.
They're
so
very nice.
A special tip of the hat to the Haskins family, number 70 and number 3, out there for senior night festivities.
Captains are on the field,
Yeah.
and the coin toss just took place.
Yeah.
And Rochester won the toss. They have elected to defer. Northgate is going to receive. They are going to defend the left goalpost, so they will be going from left to right. Rochester from right to left. Real quick on the offensive side of the line for the Northgate Flames, Alex Wozniak, 65, 320-pound senior, is at left tackle. Jake Lonoski is at left guard. Taiwan Allen is at center. He's 250 pounds. Angelo Valeriano is at right guard. And Nicholas Balzer, 285 pounds, and he will be at right tackle. We are just moments away from kickoff. The lights are on. The sun is completely set, just barely a little bit of light still in the sky. We are ready for football, and it is a cold night. It is a wet night, and it's probably going to be pretty muddy by the time this game is all over.
Yeah, no question. That's all part of single A and double A football. As Mike White of the Post-Gazette pointed out in his story last week, it seems to be most smaller schools, the smaller schools in the WPIO are generally the ones that do not have an artificial surface, and Rochi certainly fits that mold. But the other thing towards that end is that Rochester doesn't have soccer, boys or girls. So the smaller schools tend to have less sports, so they don't save as much on maintenance and sharing fields as the larger schools do.
Felipe Gomez Castillo kicking it off and taken by what looks to be Austin Mitchell. Austin Mitchell and Sam Trent back deep to return. They get the ball out past the 30-yard line, and they will take it over from there, 1st and 10 on the far hash
Good coverage
mark.
by Rochi on the far side, no doubt about it. The grass is in immaculate shape. We should point that out. And again, because there is only so much use that it gets. And Rochi has a practice field. I think they come over here periodically, but the grass is definitely in good shape. It looks like Lane may get the start at quarterback.
It does look that way. Santion Lane is at quarterback, 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. And he is going to take the ball, quarterback draw up the left-hand side, pick up about 7 yards on the play, deciding to keep it for himself.
Yeah, ball placed on the left hash mark. In Mangino, sometimes we sit and discuss and say, well, do you think that was designed, or do you think he had happy feet? Or, that was clearly a quarterback draw.
Yes. And don't be surprised if we see a whole lot more of that tonight, too. All right, so we have a second and what looks to be 3 yards to go. They are set up on their 37-yard line. Northgate is taking their time, huddling. Now they come to the line of scrimmage.
We talked about Amari Curry. He's on the left side of your screen wearing jersey 33. He's the outside linebacker.
2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 man in motion across the backfield. Snap back to Santon Lane. He fumbles the snap, falls on it, all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. He was lucky to be able to just fall on that ball and maintain possession.
We talked about Austin Mitchell, and I'm pretty sure, he has been the quarterback for Northgate. He opens this game in the slot. That's the guy who was in motion. Number 2 is Austin Mitchell. So I believe we'd have to check with the Northgate. I believe that this would be Lane's first start. So here's our replay. There's the snap. He tries to pull it in from his right to his left, doesn't, and Rochi surrounds him.
Northgate now in tight. Rochester playing a 2-deep zone, and still Lane back at quarterback, calling for the ball, takes a snap, rolling over to his right-hand side. Pressure from Rochester, sacked in the backfield.
Yeah,
what a great tackle.
Jaden Stewart, it looked like, wearing 55, coming in for the stop. And again, he took a direct path to the quarterback. Rochi, if you watch the blue shirts here, they really get through the line quickly. There are 4 blue shirts, including Curry, in the backfield of Northgate. So a tremendous what's that? That is a what? That is a minus 11 defensive surge in yardage for Rochi. They pushed them back 11 yards.
Northgate off the punt, a short punt, landing at only the 30-yard line, right around the original line of scrimmage, makes it out to the 32, their own 32. Rochester takes over from there.
The bottom line is that goes down as a 12-yard punt. There's no other way to put it. As the ball went, it took a Rochester bounce. It was Raymond Wathier, the punter, but it took a punt, a bounce for the Rams. And we talk about where does your drive start. That's always a big stat. Well, Rochi's in very good shape here.
This is not what Northgate wanted to start off the game, to have a drive that went minus 10 and then a punt that got them a net 12. Rochester has it. Jaden Norman is the quarterback, and now the referee's just called timeout. Referee's about to huddle around the 41. Delay of game penalty against Rochester. They're backing them up 5 yards.
Yeah, not certainly. You mentioned that's not how Northgate wants to start the game. Well, that's not how Rochi wants to start the game on offense either. But they're going to have to recover, get over it. As you can see on your screen, the ball's on the left, or I should say the right hash mark. As it's Nehemiah Haskins out over the football at center for Rochi.
Jade Norman in the shotgun, running back to his left, man in motion, tight end across. A botch snap, tosses it backwards. There's a fumble, a ball on the field, and there's a scramble for possession, and the officials are calling it second down.
Yeah, Dom Guido never really had a chance, and we'll take a look at that. The pitch, there are Northgate here right now. It's a high snap. Here's the pitch. Northgate is right there, and fortunately, Norman had it looked like Norman had the presence of mind to dive in there and recover the fumble. If you look to the right of your screen, yes, he dives right in there and picks it up. So Rochi now facing second and long.
2nd and 19, back at their own 42. Jaden Norman under center, hands it off.
See, Laurie's
up
back
over the
in.
right-hand side, and it does look like as though Laurie is in.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was clearly out there in the pregame situation. So the one thing about being injured, and we've talked about this already in the broadcast, once you get to the end of October, once you're pushing Halloween, there's a lot of people with a lot of aches and pains just trying to do their best. So maybe if Laurie, after his break, maybe he's a little bit fresher than some of the others might be.
Maybe Matsuk was playing a little shy with the facts when I talked to him earlier this week, thinking that he wasn't going to be in, gave me a starting lineup for tonight, and Antonio Laurie was not in there, but
yeah, he's
clearly playing now.
Yes.
Norman in shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the left. He decides to take the snap and follow them over the left-hand side, getting out over the 30 inside the 25-yard line now, right around the 25, really close to first down yardage. Big pickup on the play. It now sets up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, it's wet out there, so instead of handing the football off, Norman just takes it and heads around the left side. Here it comes. You can see the replay. Norman is easy to spot because he has his, in addition to his jersey 12, he has his pink socks on. He's the only member of Rochi's offensive unit to wear them, so he's easy to spot. And it's also easy to spot that he's not out there. They're going with a wildcat. Although Rochi wants time.
Rochester takes timeout. We do too. Back with more in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
We are back, and we are looking at a 4th and a long 4, maybe 5 yards. Scoreboard says that it is a 4th and 4.
Yes.
Ball on the 26th.
And I think that's why Rochi called timeout. Again, they were in the Wildcat. They were going to hike it straight to Patrick Babel, but they've changed all that. It's Norman back under center.
Norman under center. And Antonio Laurie in the backfield behind him. Handoff over to Guido. Guido close to the 20-yard line. Looks as though he has first down yardage over left tackle. Great run by Dom Guido.
Yeah, no question about it. But it's you mentioned that Rochi's offensive linemen aren't that tall, but the opening was there. Period. They created an opening.
It now sets up a first down for Rochester. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Yeah, Nicholas Balzer wearing jersey 75. He's the nose man for Northgate, and Rochi's trying to get past him in open lanes.
Everybody's in tight. Amari Curry in motion. Handoff once again over the left side. This time it was a Curry. Antonio Curry able to get the handoff, and he picked up good yardage all the way down inside the 10. First down pickup.
We'll take a look at the replay. It was Laurie with the carry to the left side. He's back into the game, and I think they're just letting him find his way back in. But he is a very good football player and a very talented guy. Rochi always seems to have a wealth of running backs, and Laurie's one of the latest in the chain.
And it looks as though he has not skipped a beat after being out for about 6 weeks. Hand off to Dom Guido over the left-hand side. They love that left-hand side. Yeah. Big pickup once again.
Yeah, in replay, you can see this entire pile of bodies moving from right to left across your screen on Facebook. And that is the good push by Rochi's offensive line. But the one thing about Rochi backs is they know how to hit the hole immediately. When they're coming to the line of scrimmage, they know precisely where they're headed.
Let's see if they go behind Pierce and Lyons one more time. This time right up the middle with an attempt by Antonio Laurie. This time Northgate able to stuff that for a no-yard gain. No gain at all.
No question about it. Northgate came up in numbers here. And certainly Mitchell, the quarterback, who's also a defensive back, was there. A guy named Nick Rawlings was up there. And you can see that they don't give him any forward progress. In fact, they drive him back.
3rd and 4. I guess it's 3rd and 5. It's goal to go.
Yes.
So 3rd and 5. The ball's just inside the 5-yard line. It is nearest to the near side hash mark. Once again, if you're listening on radio, they're going from right to left. You can watch this on Facebook.
Jeremiah Haskins wears jersey number 3. He's the tight end. He's an option too.
Jaden Norman pitches it out to the left-hand side, and Antonio Lowry just walks right in, absolutely untouched. One of those flag football touchdowns talk about.
No question. Nobody anywhere near him. And again, we mentioned Jeremiah Haskins, the tight end on that side. Let's see if there's a replay. He was really able to seal off that left side and give Laurie a lane that you could have driven the proverbial truck through. Here we go. There it is. See, there's the seal right there. Look, there were no white jerseys hardly anywhere in the screen. So it's a big deal. Out of the hold of Jaden Norman. Now we will see the kick attempt by Gomez Castillo.
And the kick is up, and the referees say the kick is good. Rochester up 7-0 over Northgate. 5:14 to go in the first quarter. We'll come back with more in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Gnu's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Gnu's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Gnu's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
Okay, I can. We are back. Rochester over Northgate 7-0. And Bruce, they love running over the left side. Lucas Pierce, number 66, 215. He's a sophomore. And Logan Lyons, number 52, 175 he's listed at as a junior. And they ran behind them just about every single play on that drive.
No question. But Rachi's certainly effective at opening holes at the line of scrimmage.
There was a short kickoff around the 25-yard line and then returned by Northgate. They now have it 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Special teams tackle made by Hunter Henchy, the junior wideout, flying down the field and making the stop. So let's see how Northgate responds. First of all, let's see if Lane is the quarterback. No, see, Lane is not the quarterback. They started him, but Mitchell comes back to reclaim the position he had all year, Austin Mitchell.
Mitchell is in the pistol. Darius Fields is behind him. Aiden Gross in front. They hand it off to Darius Fields, and he scoots for about a couple of yards over his left side. And they set up a second down and about 6 to go.
Mikey Norman in there defensively for Rachi, coming up with a good stop. Rochester fundamentally sound defensively. Again, they're going to line up typically in a 4-man front. But Jeremiah Haskins is a big guy at right defensive end. And then Amari Curry, they line him up. They call him a left end, but he is in a down position.
Austin Mitchell, shotgun, running backs on both sides. And he hands it off to Darius Fields of the left-hand side. Rochester up tight on that immediately. Some penetration in the backfield, a gain of maybe 1-2 yards on the play.
Yeah, and again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just pointing out that it is wet out there. It is rainy. The pigskin, it's not like they're toweling it off after every snap. And we've seen already 3 shaky, for lack of better term, center to quarterback snaps, 2 by Northgate and 1 by Rachi. And again, if the handoff comes in late, people like Haskins can get in there.
Mitchell's in the backfield, shotgun formation, high snap once again, decides to keep it himself, tries to run over the right-hand side. Rochester having nothing to do with that. Stop him at the line of scrimmage, and it sets up a 4th down. Austin Mitchell is a threat to run. 57 times he's rushed the ball so far this season for 470 yards and 6 touchdowns, but Rochester wasn't giving him anything there.
If he had 470 for the season, he's down to about 466 after that play. But Rachi, I believe it's Jay Den Stewart, but he comes up with the tackle defensively for Rachi. But before, Rachi's great at the one man finding you and then holding you down while 3 or 4 others come in and finish the play.
Northgate deciding to go for it on 4th and 4 here. Their last punt netted them 12 yards, and that wasn't with the return. So the idea is let's go ahead and see what we can do. Mitchell takes a snap, back to pass, looking for somebody down the middle, scrambling a little bit, making a move, continues to go over the left-hand side, finds a player downfield beyond the outstretched arms of his receiver, out of bounds, and now a turnover on downs. Rochester has it in plus territory at the Northgate 45.
Yeah, no question. And again, it was a case of Mitchell. Mitchell extended the play so long. That was the good news for Northgate. But the bad news for Northgate was 2 receivers were in the same spot. As you'll see, here he comes. Now he's getting ready to throw. And there's the pass, but there's 2 flames near the sideline, and neither one of them really was in the field of play to make a grab.
All right, now 1st and 10 for Rochester. They're on the Northgate 45, near hash mark, going from right to left, full house backfield. Hand off to Laurie over the right side. Finds the edge, picks up his 10 yards for the first down. We'll call it 12. Nice run by Antonio Laurie.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. He is, he has very, very good football instincts. His brother played football. He actually missed football. His brother went to 9th and 10th grade at Sewickley Academy. This is Sal Laurie. He played for Sewickley in basketball in 9th and 10th. Then he missed football and came back to Rachi. The problem was he was unique because he was eligible to play football because Sewickley doesn't have a team, but he was ineligible for the playoffs in basketball because of the transfer.
Rochester having a little bit of confusion. They call timeout. We'll take timeout too. Back in 30 on Beaver County Radio.
Copico's Pizza on the corner of 3rd and 8th Street in New Brighton uses the best ingredients in Beaver County. That's Kopickos. Copico's, where you can dine in, take out, or order online. Copico's has great lunch specials on junior pizzas, burgers and fries, Italian hoagies, and fish and chicken sandwiches. Copico's makes their own dough and unique sauce from scratch daily. Get 25% off wings with any pizza order at Copicos.com. That's Copico's Pizza in New Brighton, a taste above the rest.
So far this season, every 7 times Antonio Laurie touches the ball, he scores a touchdown. He already has one.
Yeah.
Today, Rochester is up 7-0 over Northgate.
I'd say he's 1 out of 4. I think he's touched it 4 times. That's my unofficial guess. I think he's touched it 4 times, but including one where he got stacked up at the line, maybe 5, but he's handling that ratio well. But again, if anybody just joined us, Rachi's only had 2 drives, but one of them started at the Northgate 36 after a short punt, and this one started at the at the Northgate 45 after Rachi stopped the Flames on down. So very good drive starts for the Rachi Rams.
All right, Jaden Norman now in the backfield. Under center, full house backfield, hands it to the fullback, able to pick up what looks to be 4-5 yards maybe on the play.
I would imagine that was Curry with the football, and it was. But again, we'll see if there's a replay here. Rachi's line is driving the Flames back. That's the easiest way to here. We don't have to get technical. Watch the blue shirts push, and you can see he winds up in the center of your screen. Great camera work by Curtis to keep the ball carrier in the center of the picture. But the point is the play went from right to left vigorously.
2nd and 6 for Rochester around the 30-yard line. Pitch out to Antonio Laurie looking for somebody to avoid at that point. He was out there all by himself. Northgate able to corral him and tackle him for a couple-yard gain.
If that wasn't for the left tackle, Lucas Pierce, that play could have been a nightmare because Northgate sent a defensive player up. They had a defensive back come in and shoot the gap and get in there tight on the pitch, but Pierce was able to drill him and keep him away from the ball carrier. That's what saved face for the Rams.
All right, full house backfield once again. Norman under center. Curry, Guido, and Laurie in the backfield. Hand off to Guido this time over the left-hand side. He picks up first down yardage. He's down near the 20-yard line.
Again, you can see how and Laurie is out there blocking aggressively, number 34. Gorman, the basketball player, Brady Gorman is out there in run support also, and they are just able to drive the Flames back at the point of attack. You could just see that on our replay. Probably one or two more snaps in this first period, but I'm not at all surprised by what Rochi has done tonight.
But when you look at this backfield, my goodness, Laurie was averaging 7 yards a carry, Curry 4.7, and Guido 6.4. And now this time a handoff to number 24, Jason Clinton Jr. He picks up a few yards over the right-hand side. Nice run by Mr. Clinton.
Clinton's usually a flanker, but they use him on the inside carry, and that's fine. This will presumably be the final play of the period for Rochi, but Rochi has racked up serious time of possession in this first quarter.
2nd and 6. In the backfield, Jason Clinton on the left-hand side. Does he get it again?
Nope.
No, he does not. Curry gets it up the middle and drives and spins and gets down inside the 10, close to the 5-yard line to set up a 1st and goal for Rochester when we come back for the second quarter. The end of 1, 7-0 Rochester over Northgate on Beaver County Radio.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Why choose the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George? Attorney Larry Kelly explains.
First of all, we've been AV rated by Martindale Hubbell. It's the highest rating you can get for legal ability and ethics, and that comes from our peers. We have board-certified civil trial specialist, which is like another bar exam. Would you go to a doctor who is not board-certified? Probably not. I've always said, and I tell my daughters, I have 3 daughters who are attorneys. Those in the profession know. The lawyers of LGKG have the respect of our peers, and that's all I ever cared about.
For your free initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
We're back. I'm Robert Mangino along with Bruce Fry. Rochester is hosting Northgate. We are at the start of the second quarter. When you look at what was reported earlier in the week about what the starting lineup was going to be, even the pregame practice, they were running the formations, and Laurie was not in those practice formations, at least not on the first team.
I saw him. He was definitely out there. There's no doubt about it. They've certainly not hesitated to use him. 1st and goal at the 5. We should also say from the Fried Transportation Instant Update Desk, Central Valley leads West Allegheny 7-0 in the first. So that's one of our first scores, and we'll be bombarding. Here's one that people at Rochi want to hear. Southside 14, Union 7 in the first, as it's Laurie
over the right-hand side, gets the corner into the end zone, touchdown. Antonio Laurie. He is really reducing his average of touches to touchdowns.
See, now you got me provoked. I'm going to sit around and calculate that all night. Yeah, you said 1 out of 7 for touchdowns. I'm saying although he's slow to get up.
He is still down. He is.
And that's
for those of you listening on the radio, you can see a little bit if you're watching it on Facebook. But for those of you who are listening on radio, he is laying on his back. His knees are up. His hands are near his head, and the training staff is coming over to take a look at him. I tell you what, while they're doing that, we'll take a break of our own. We'll come back in a moment. 13-0. We are waiting for the extra point here at Rochester as they lead Northgate on Beaver County Radio.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. Well, you are right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let them do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like Taco Tuesday, Fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, to mention a few. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Planning a graduation party? Call Al's today to place your order. May your party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
Antonio Laurie up under his own power. He is now walking to the sideline. Doesn't seem as though he has any kind of a noticeable limp or anything like that. Maybe if he does the slightest, he's holding his helmet and being greeted by coaches and players as he's walking off the
We
field.
also understand that Aliquippa's taking a 13-0 lead over Char Valley. I believe that game's at Char Valley. But certainly one to watch in the Parkway is the West Allegheny Central Valley tilt.
Felipe Gomez Castillo with the kick. The kick is up, and the officials say the kick is good. It's official. 14-0. With 11:54 to go in the second quarter, Rochester up on Northgate. The kickoff is next on Beaver County Radio.
Did you know Fisher's New Brighton Foodland is as close as a click? That's right. You can order your groceries right from your home. Click GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com and fill your shopping cart up. It's just that easy. Or stop in to shop for your favorite items. They specialize in fresh meats, hoagies, bakery items, and of course the deli. Pick up a delicious hot meal to go like fried chicken dinners, and don't forget fried fish every Friday. Don't cook, make it a Foodland day. Visit Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, your one stop to shop for all needs, or click GroceryStoreNewBrighton.com.
Rochester, they are up 14-0 over Northgate, and they have done it so far in dominating fashion. Not a pass attempt has been made by Rochester so far. Am I
That's
correct in
correct.
that?
Yeah. How about the abbreviated Rochester passing stats? 0 of 0 for 0 yards.
Castillo with the kick, and it's to around the 20. Taken by the deep man, and he has it over the 35-yard line and taken down around the 38-yard line.
That was
Number
Mitchell
2,
again.
Austin Mitchell with the return. We'll see if he sets up at quarterback. They had more success with Mitchell than they had with Lane.
Well, that's a heck of a compliment.
Well, the first one was the negative drive of 10 yards.
So the other one was a 3 and out. So I guess, but in any event, it looks like Lane is back at quarterback. What I would really like to do for $20 is to say to this guy Lane,
20.
Yeah, that's true. I couldn't talk about gambling. I just like to say to him out of question, do you know who Bobby Lane is? I wonder if he would respond. Although a lot of people don't know who Bobby Lane is.
Austin Mitchell is at the wideout on the left-hand side. He is now taking a sweep.
He can pass.
He's going to pass the ball. He has a man wide open and was not able to connect with Caden Steiger, who was absolutely wide open around the Rochester 40. Great play, great formation, great execution, except for just the inability to make that connection.
Right, and did he slip or we'll never know. But what they did was they are taking Northgate. Credit them. They did a good job on film because they realized Rochi's D-backs come up in run support. So when Rochi's D-backs saw Mitchell heading around the right side, they came up in run support, and that left this receiver, this Steiger, wide open.
And now Northgate, shotgun formation for Santion Lane. Once again, Austin Mitchell in motion, bumbled snap. He picks it up and takes it out to a loss of -2, maybe 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, you can't really say it was a fumbled snap as much as the ball just rolled on the ground about here. Look at our replay. Watch the ball. Watch the center. The ball rolls on the ground. It rolled to Lane.
You got to wonder if he thought that maybe Lane was
behind center. Yeah,
yes.
No, I agree. That's exactly what it was. It was a T formation snap. And now, is that Lane struggling to get up? Yes.
Lane is limping off the field rather
Let's see if we can watch it right here. He does get high load by Rochi. There's no doubt about it. He got hit in 2 different directions. So quite clearly we can see that young man's in pain. But, yeah, Mangino, I go along with your theory 100%. I mean, I truly believe the center was just ready for a T formation under center and just hiked it straight back, and not believing that was a shotgun snap.
Yeah, they have to figure out some way and hope that Lane is able to come back. He's 10 of 19 for 160 and 3 touchdowns as a quarterback. He's also rushed 55 times for 268 and 2 touchdowns. He's critically important on offense, not to mention what he contributes on the defensive side of the ball. So now Northgate looking to move forward. 4 wide receivers, 2 right, 2 left. Man in the backfield, along with Austin Mitchell.
I think Northgate wanted time.
A timeout. They got to figure some things out. We will too. We'll come back in 30 seconds to see what they have on Beaver County.
For all your home appliance and furnishings, shop AK Nahas on Labor Day. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., get big savings throughout our showroom. Sleep better on a dual-sided queen mattress and firmer plush for only $650. Get an 18-cubic-foot refrigerator for $629. Conquer pet hair like a pro with Maytag Pet Pro washer or dryer, removing 5 times more pet hair, just $7.99 each. Take an extra 15% off all furniture. No one sells less on Labor Day. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. AK Nahas Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
14-0, Rochester over Northgate. Northgate looking to do something with the ball on now their third possession. First one was -10. They punted the ball 12 yards. Second possession, they were able to go a few yards in advancing, but only to their own 45 and turned it over on downs. And now they're looking at a 3rd and 12 from their own 37. Austin Mitchell in the shotgun with Darius Fields on his left hip.
Blitz. Oh,
and a snap up over the head of Austin Mitchell. He's looking for some place to go, throws it out of bounds. It looked as though he was out of the tackle box, and they were able to say, yes, incomplete pass. He got it beyond the line of scrimmage, and it sets up a 4th and 12.
And it's not the kind of thing you want to point out, but Northgate really has struggled with the center to quarterback exchange tonight. No question about it.
I think that is the 4th or 5th.
Yeah, we don't really keep a stat on that, but anybody watching this game, we should also mention people around here might want to know that Southside now leads Union 21-7. But people at Rochester also
Is that
know,
an official score from the Fry Transportation update?
Very much so.
Just checking.
And it's also Braylon Thomas. You can't forget about the guy.
And the punt is away.
But at least,
and it gets to around the 44-yard line, and that punt was punted by Saint-Étienne Lane. So it's good that he's back out there on the field, but he is limping once again, and on defense it looks as though he'll be coming off the field.
Yeah, he is very much favoring his right ankle. So he certainly has a lower body injury. And, of course, Rachi, let's see if they're, what you sometimes do is if you see a defensive player like Lane limp off the field, you go right to his area of the field immediately. You go run in his direction where he normally would be and test out his replacement.
Fields.
And see now.
No, actually, that was Babel. Takes it over the right-hand side. Quarterback keeper all the way out over the 50 to the 40-yard line. Able to get near the 35-yard line of Northgate.
No question about it. And this is what makes prepping for Rachi such a nightmare. You already talked about all the running backs that Rachi has. What about the fact that they can alternate quarterbacks? How many single A teams can do that? Bring in somebody like Patrick with his ability.
Patrick Babel, he's a sophomore, 6', 180. And plays the quarterback position extremely well. Takes a snap once again from center. Quarterback keeper all the way over the left-hand side, able to pick up 10 yards, maybe 15, and take a couple of Northgate Flames with him for a ride.
I'm going to up the ante from 15 to 17. But did you also, let's see if we get this on replay. He doesn't run like a quarterback. You can just see right there the way he's lowering his shoulders into defensive backs. He doesn't exactly get approached straight up and down. There it is again on replay as he, again, our favorite yards after contact. Quarterbacks generally don't have a ton of yards after contact.
No, most of the times they go down before they even get
it's usually
contact.
-1 yards after contact, but that was not the case. Now Norman's back in.
One man on his right side, man in motion now. Fakes the sweep, keeps it himself over the left-hand side once again. A nice pickup by Jayden Norman on that quarterback keeper.
But Rachi's O-line continues to be effective, though. It just seems like anytime either quarterback or here, let's see it again. Look at the left side, the right side of your screen. The line just has things. They seal off the defender, and you had to have a D-back come up for Northgate. Rachi is in very, very good position to really break this game wide open if they can put one on the board here.
Yeah, that left side is playing so well tonight. Number 66, Lucas Pierce, along with number 52 Logan Lyons. Once again, handoff over that left-hand side, this time to Amari Curry, and it looks as though he's getting really close to that first down yardage they're looking to pick up, setting up a third and short.
He does break Northgate. I don't know if it was a blitz or not, but they did have a linebacker in there, Angelo Valeriano. He was in there, but Curry was able to get past him and squirt in, to the 13-yard line. So Rachi not only wants to get this first down, but if they do get a first down, it would make for a first and goal, which would really help them out.
Rochester, everybody's in tight, double tight ends, 3 running backs in the backfield behind Jorman. Hands it off to Guido over the left side. Looks as though he has first down yardage.
Well,
great run on that play, too.
The term we'll throw out now is forward progress. How much forward progress was he awarded? The chain gang on the far sideline indicates 4. You can see that on the screen.
Yes.
Here's our instant replay on BVP. We can't obviously see the yard lines, but you can see that the white shirts throw back the blue-shirted Guido. So it winds up 4th and what are we going to call that? Half of a foot.
Half a foot, inches, easy.
Yeah, that's one where you could.
There you go.
Yeah.
You roll the ball end over end one time, you got a first down. Everybody's in tight. Curry, Guido, and Laurie in the backfield. And a quarterback kept it. Jaden Norman with a quarterback keeper there advances the ball over the 10-yard line, setting up a first and goal for the Rams.
Yeah, I credit I credit Nick Sirianni of the Philadelphia Eagles, Mike Sirianni of W&J's brother, he's turned the quarterback sneak into a glamour event with Jalen Hurts and the way it's become the most popular thing in town. So and Rachi certainly picks up on that.
Oh, that was Babel on that play?
Very good. My profound apologies. Bill Ullman of the Times doesn't miss too many tricks. It's Babel
in
again.
Now over the right-hand side and keeping it all the way. Going for the end zone, close, and the officials say just short. Boy, these officials are really calling it tight. He was so close to that goal line.
Let's see if our camera, if our replay can help us. Because the one thing it's tough to do is the knee down. That's the question. But there again, here he comes to the right side. Close. Look at the knees. Right here, again, they're closer to it than we are.
Yes.
But you would believe that his knee was down short of the goal.
Everybody's in tight. Quarterback keeper one more time.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Rochester.
And that was Norman. I can see the pink socks from here. So
you can recognize those pink socks from anywhere, can't you?
Oh, well, what makes it easy on us is he's the only guy on Rachi doing that. So that was, again, it's a touchdown, Rachi, and they have taken a commanding lead in this situation.
Rochester now 20-0 over Northgate. 6:51 to go in the second quarter, and now they're setting up for their third extra point of the game. Felipe Gomez Castillo, the foreign exchange student
from Brazil,
with the kick. It is up, and it is once again good. Rochester 21-0. We'll come back with the kickoff next on Beaver County Radio.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
We're back. I'm Robert Mangino. Bruce Fry is with me in the booth. And we are looking at a 21-0 game, Rochester over Northgate. Rochester just absolutely running all over Northgate at this point. Running behind Lucas Pierce and Logan Lyons and Nehemiah Haskins. That center, left guard, left tackle combo there. They kick it off, and it gets all the way down to the 18 to the 12. Muffed return by number 18, Sam Trent. and he was able to pick it up and get it back to around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think that I don't think that he wound up with it. I think that Mitchell wound up running it back. But it is Mitchell getting out of the pile. But you're right. Here, let's take a look at it on replay. Is that it's hard to see from here, but you can see one bends over, the other picks it up. So Mitchell helping out his teammate. He returns it. And let's talk about that too. Rochi, look how well they've covered the kickoffs they've made in this game. And that includes the opening boot because, as you mentioned, they deferred on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, they have been playing sound football on both sides of the ball, offense, defense, and here it's evident on special teams too. Northgate, shotgun formation for Austin Mitchell, takes a snap, decides to keep it himself. Up the middle he goes, and he picks up some nice yardage. About 4 yards on the play. And that, you know what, that was actually a run by the direct snap to Darius Fields, number 22, the running back, 75 for 542, averaging about 7.2 yards a carry. It was a Wildcat setup. I apologize for that. And is now setting up a second and 6
again,
on the play.
Northgate has no first downs. 220, punt. Second exchange, 239, stopped on downs. Third exchange, 251, punt. So they have not established anything on offense tonight.
And now, once again, snap back to Darius Fields. Wildcat keeps it himself and is able to get out past the 25-yard line, maybe to the 26. So Northgate has 2 quarterbacks, Austin Mitchell, number 2, Santion Lane, number 3. Santion Lane is dealing with what looks to be some type of lower body injury that he was knocked out, came back in and punted, but he's not been back in since. And then they've been having difficulties with the exchange on that snap to the shotgun formation.
But the other thing, if I'm looking across the sidelines, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players in uniform. That means they suited up 24 tonight.
This time a snap back to the quarterback. Austin Mitchell takes it over the right-hand side, looking for some room, getting close to first down yardage, and the officials say, yes, he has it beyond the 30-yard line. Is that Northgate's first down of the game?
That is their initial first down of the game, yes. Yes, and so maybe they can build from that. Again, if you just joined us, Northgate has some of their bigger players out. They've got a lineman who typically starts, Caleb Billings, 6'3", 300. He's out. Their big tight end and linebacker, Ty Daniels, a great basketball player, courageous basketball player at 6'4", he is out. So Northgate, again, most teams are banged up at this point in the season.
Austin Mitchell is in the pistol. Darius Fields behind him. Aiden Gross to his left-hand side. Man in motion. 3 wide receivers to the left, tight end to the right. Takes a snap, high snap. And it looks as though there's a little bit of confusion in the backfield and a pickup of maybe 1.
Yeah, it was a ball of confusion because the high snap forces Mitchell to reach, so the timing with the running back is delayed. In the way Rochester has been attacking the line of scrimmage, there's no time for a delay. You're going to get met immediately.
Yeah, it's remarkable how that fraction of a second can make a difference between a successful play and one that is able to pick up maybe 1 yard.
From our Fried Transportation Instant Update Desk, Southside is up to 28-7. Southside, I believe, over Union. I believe Southside was the highest scoring team in the WPIL at 37 a game. They're well on their way to that.
Shotgun formation one more time for Austin Mitchell. Darius Fields in motion. Out to the flat to Darius Fields. And it was incomplete, not able to bring that ball in.
Yeah, we can see that on replay. He flat out drops the football. He continued to run, which faked out some Rochi defenders who came up to try to stop him. But if we see here, let's look at it on replay. Look at the bottom of your screen on the right. There's the pass. It's just flat out dropped. We can't see that clearly on our camera because you'd have to look right through his back. But the bottom line is right here, the ball is up, and right now it gets dropped.
Yeah.
So
it looked as though if you catch his head twist, maybe he was looking downfield to see who was coming to get him before he brought that ball in. And you hear it so many times. You have to look the ball all the way in to possession first. Austin Mitchell, shotgun formation, running back to his left-hand side. rolling to his left. And Rochester, great penetration. He backs it around, spins it around to the outside over to the right-hand side. Flags on the play out over first down yardage. Boy, he made something out of nothing out of that play. Austin Mitchell, great run.
Mason Lucci had 2 legitimate shots at him, and Mitchell was able to slide away. But this is also one where you have to think holding might play into it. But we'll let the officials sort things out. And we're definitely seeing a flag against the offense. We'll be able to see Northgate back up. So that first down pickup off the wild scramble is certainly going to be retracted.
Yeah, it looks as though it was a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. They called it at the 35-yard line or just around the 35. They now backed it up to around the 25-yard line.
And if we look on the far sideline, Lane, the big guy wearing jersey 3, he is standing up under his own power. It'll be interesting to see. Northgate faces an almost certain punt situation. We'll see if he comes out, but we'll give the Flames a chance on third, and how many is that? 16 perhaps.
Yeah, it looks like a 3rd and 16 to me too. Northgate.
Clearly a passing situation.
And Austin Mitchell is in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the right, tight end up on that same side. Rolling to his right-hand side, looking for somebody to throw to. Rochester hits him in the backfield. He still is able to go forward, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets out to the 30-yard line. It didn't look like it was going to be much, and he made it all.
Right.
It was all him on that play, too.
But see, Rachi was smart. They know. I wouldn't really want to use the term happy feet, but Rachi knows that Mitchell will not hesitate to run. They almost bring him down here. Haskins comes up and takes a shot, and I actually think it was Haskins who made the play. But Rachi, they realize that they can't come too fast from the outside, or he'll go right up the middle.
4th and 11 from their own 30. And it looks as though they're going to go for it here. Santion Lane is their primary punter. He's hurt. Their backup punter punted a ball for all of 12
Lane
yards.
Right, you can see Lane right by your clock on Facebook. He's the tall guy with jersey number 3, right where it says 217.
Mitchell in the backfield, running back to his right side. He's set up around the 25-yard line, takes a snap. Doesn't take the snap. Actually, it hits the ground, goes right past him. He picks it up and decides to run with it, and is able to get out to the 40-yard line near first down yardage on the play.
I think he's going to be very, very close. And let's see. I can't tell if there's a flag on the field on that one or not. But here, there's the ball is dropped. And again, Rachi surrounds him from the outside, so he shoots between. He's still on replay. It appears he's going to be a little bit short. It truly does appear he's going to be short. And there's the official signal. See, let's take a look at it right now. There's the stick. Okay, and a great job in pursuit on the outside by Logan Lyons. Comes across. See, Logan Lyons is running right at the runner, right at the sticks. And he makes darn sure that he knocks him out of bounds before he makes the sticks. So, in fact, it's first down Rachi.
Yeah, half yard short on the play. Ball set up at the 39-yard line of Northgate. Norman back to pass, has a man open just beyond the outstretched hand of Dom Guido, just not able to connect on that pass,
right.
Setting up a 2nd and 10.
We've talked before about if you're a running back at Rachi, you are certainly going to know how to catch the football out of the backfield. So again, for our listeners who just joined us, Rachi now tonight in the passing game, and again, I credit Curtis for helping me out with these stats. Rachi is 0 for 1 for 0 yards passing.
Well, you can always count on Curtis.
No doubt. He's right there in the booth next to us. But Rachi's in a good shape here. They have the ability to kill the clock if they pick.
Handoff on the wide receiver sweep. Great run. Number 7, Desmond Ledford, down the sideline, breaking some tackles all the way down near the 10-yard line.
Yes, and what happens is that was Rachi realized they were hiking it from the left hash mark, so they bring him around from left to right. There's a great opening there. Certainly the defensive line was sealed off, and it's wide open. So he was knocked hard. It was initially hard to tell where he got knocked out of bounds, but Rachi is just about in the red zone as the nose of the pigskin is on the 20.
Yeah, they're saying that he stepped out first around the 20. It looked as though he may have gotten down to the 10, but they say 20, so that's what we'll go with. Red zone set up now.
For Babel.
Babel's in the backfield, takes the snap over the right side, lowers his shoulder, and crosses the 15, now inside the 15 near the 14-yard line. Next run, nice run by Patrick Babel.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, Rachi has one timeout remaining, so we'll see if they use that as time goes down. A great way to get a timeout, though, is to pick up a first down.
Babel takes a snap from the shotgun once again. Quarterback keeper all the way over the right-hand side this time and gets back to the line of scrimmage, setting up a third and what looks to be 4.
And actually, the tackle was made by Lane, so he is out there playing football on the defensive end of the ball. He seems to be very unsure of himself walking around, but he's a warrior. He's out there.
Give him all the credit in the world for doing this. Absolutely.
Norman back in running the signals. Maybe this will be pass number 2 for Rachi, but with that full house backfield, although Babel is out there also. Babel's a slot man, so something fishy might take place here.
Snap. Quarterback keeper over the left-hand side. Jaden Norman looks as though he may have first down yardage, and if you're going to go for first down yardage, you need yards. You run behind Pearson Lions. Pearson Lions have been consistent all night long in opening up those holes.
Particularly they use that left side when a ball snapped from the right side.
And a quick snap and a clock of the ball, and it sets up a 2nd and 3. 26 seconds left to go in the first half. It is senior night here at Rochester. Great ceremony taking place earlier as they paraded the seniors through, football players, cheerleaders, and the like. Wonderful families able to be with them. Some of them bring some big families with them, too.
I agree. I know. It used to be,
I thought they had like a reunion or something, one or two of them.
Yeah, it used to be if you had your mom on one side and your dad on the other side, that was a crowd. But that's good. That gets more people involved.
Yes, it's nice.
It's certainly. Now, let's see. I think Northgate calls timeout.
And we do, too.
Yes.
21-0. Rochester over Northgate. Back with more in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
21-0, and Rochester trying to make it 28-0 before halftime. 26 seconds left. It is 2nd and 8. Well, I guess we'll call it 2nd and goal, actually. It's 2nd and goal. The ball is on the 8-yard line. They have... They clearly have the ability to be able to get it in, even though we're not talking about a team that throws the ball very much. They've only tried one time.
Well, I would think they'll get at least 2 runs in. I would think they would run the ball here, then call timeout, then see how much this run picks up and what they want to do. They're also in the situation where it's a glorified extra point attempt if they want to kick a field goal.
Norman is in the shotgun.
This is actually
Guido is to his right, throws it to the corner, has a man just beyond the outstretched arms of Desmond Ledford, just not able to bring that ball in.
But the beauty of it is it only takes up 4 seconds off the clock. So Rachi now facing 3rd and 8. They still have time. They still have time for a run and then a timeout. But our viewers can see, our listeners, it doesn't help them. But our viewers, the football is on the 8-yard line. That's only 5 yards more than an extra point. So Rachi's in position to dictate the terms of how this half ends.
Norman in the shotgun, Guido to his right side. Once again, Desmond Ledford on his right flank. Man in motion. Throws it over to Babel. Babel catches it, reaching for the pylon. Referees say touchdown. Jaden Norman to Patrick Babel, 8-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, and the key to that, we'll see it on replay, is driving Ledford from right to left towards the goalpost. That opens it up for Babel to come underneath. Let's see if we get that on here. Watch this. There goes Babel's in motion, but he's wide open because in the middle of your screen, Ledford's over by the goalpost. So that gets the defense heading the other direction. A very good play by Rochi. We talked about their passing yardage, but they now have a passing touchdown.
Nice play design, nice execution, and a passing touchdown for Rochester. Impressive. 27-0. And the kick, it is blocked. Blocked. Rochester's extra point block. They only lead 27-0 now with just seconds to play in the first half. We're going to go ahead and take a quick little 30-second timeout. We'll come back with more from Beaver County Radio at Rochester.
The local McDonald's restaurants are proud to be partners with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring Beaver County high school football games all season long. Stop in to any of the local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burritos, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Text McHire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it.
They would have been in. Here we go. 27-0. Rochester all over Northgate. I don't know about you. I was expecting a much more competitive game at this point.
Again,
I really was because they were so evenly matched when it comes to the records
Northgate,
and all of that.
But Northgate has a lot of dudes out. I can't emphasize.
Yes.
I saw that as soon as I walked into this place.
And Rochester's roster is just significantly larger than Northgate's.
Yeah, well, we talked about it. Northgate, at my best count, had 13 players out there on the bench. They had 4 or 5 more with sweatpants on in their game jersey, but they don't count. They're not in the game.
Yeah.
Active players, I counted 13 on the sideline, which means a 24-man roster. Rochi has way more than that in blue directly below us.
Yeah, they may have 24 players on the sideline waiting for their opportunity to play at some point this evening. All right, so Northgate now setting up 1st and 10 from their own 36 near hash mark.
Lane is in there. He's going to gut it out at QB.
Snap back to him. Looking for somebody to throw to, and what a sack.
Haskins.
Oh, my goodness.
Haskins.
Jeremiah Haskins came on the blind side and just crushed him.
I credit Lane for getting up. Here, see, now Lane is now gingerly walking towards the sideline. His heart says stay in the game, but his head says get me out of here. It's halftime.
Yes, get me over to the locker room. Somebody put an ice pack on me or something. 27-0. Rochester over Northgate. Halftime is next on Beaver County Radio.
At MRS Physical Therapy, they understand that you expect to receive treatment that will help you move better, feel better, and recover faster and more completely from an injury or operation. But did you know that you can make an appointment to come see MRS Physical Therapy without a doctor's referral? And they can offer same-day appointments. You can come see them whenever you want and come back as many times as you wish for 30 days. There's no need to wait until you see a primary care physician. Get treatment when you need it most at MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater and Cranberry. Visit mrsphysicaltherapy.com.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Why choose the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George? Attorney Larry Kelly explains.
First of all, we've been AV rated by Martindale Hubble. It's the highest rating you can get for legal ability and ethics, and that comes from our peers. We have board-certified civil trial specialist, which is like another bar exam. Would you go to a doctor who is not board-certified? Probably not. I've always said, and I tell my daughters, I have 3 daughters who are attorneys. Those in the profession know. The lawyers of LGKG have the respect of our peers, and that's all I ever cared about.
For your free initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
J. Young Refuse in Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 34 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceeds safety and service throughout the day while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. Call them today at 724-495-6199 with any questions you may have.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Bubba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Bubba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Neo gas for just $3.50. New Ultima Premium package for only $3.59 a month. Plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Bubba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry, classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Welcome back to Rochester. We're at halftime here on senior night in Rochi, and it's been a festive evening for the Rams as they have put up 4 touchdowns and 27 points total. So it's been certainly a wonderful senior night for those in blue and white. A real quick recap, 4:26 to play, first period. Laurie with a run, Antonio Laurie with a 4-yard run. 6 seconds into the second, 5:14 was that first score. On the first play of the second quarter, Laurie scores again, which means that was 11:54 to play second quarter. And then also in the second quarter, with 6:51 to go, it was a 1-yard plunge by Patrick Babel into the end zone. And after all 3 of those touchdowns by Rochester, it was a successful point after by Felipe Gomez Castillo, the kicker from the exchange student from Brazil. Then finally, with 18 seconds left in a half, on a beautiful clear-out pattern, it was Babel scoring again on a pass from Norman. That time, the last time that kick was blocked, That leaves us at 27-0 at half as you watch the Northgate Flames band perform. Man, Gino, I can't handle it. As my grandmother would say, I've lived too long. It's amazing how these computers work. It comes right out there on the screen. There is a guy named James Brown says, watching out here in Oregon, where is Northgate? Well, the answer is Northgate's right off of Route 65. It was a 1973 merger of Bellevue and Avalon. I played against Bellevue in 72 in basketball, and I'm pretty sure that was the last year. And the other thing about Northgate is unique. In 1988, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, they started a document. They documented their kindergarten class in 1988. They just picked Northgate randomly and wrote about them for 13 straight years till they graduated in 2000. That was to show the idea of what the class of 2000. They
Right.
followed them from kindergarten up through 12th grade. So that was a unique profile. But, yeah, that's where Northgate is. You can access it off of the exit before Camp Horn Road if you're going up 579, or I should say 279, or you can get there right up Route 65. And it's actually a nice place. They've used it in basketball for playoff games. But that's where Northgate is, not in Beaver County. Let's put it that way.
No, it is.
So hopefully James Brown will feel good. You get it? I feel good by James
I
Brown.
bet he does feel good about knowing that now.
Yes.
I feel pretty good that there's a guy out there in Oregon that is deciding
checking it
to
out.
check out
well,
the
here, let's see. What that means it's for him. It's 5:07 p.m.
Yes.
So people get to eat dinner to our dulcet tones.
Isn't that something?
I like it.
I hope it's not causing any indigestion out there.
Right. And I would say this, at halftime, or in the second anyways, one major development that I would certainly have never forecast is that Quaker Valley leads Beaver 7-6 in the second period.
Now, why
If
would you
that's
never
accurate.
forecast that?
Because Quaker Valley doesn't have too many wins, and Beaver's headed for the playoffs, and Beaver's at home.
All right, how about we do this? We pause, and then when we come back, we'll hear from the athletic director at Northgate. The halftime festivities continue. We're about 12 minutes away from the second half kickoff. Once again, Rochester leading Northgate 27-0 on Beaver County Radio.
If you have big plans for this fall, like a new car or home remodeling project, but feel like it's getting a little late in the game and you're out of timeouts, it's time to call an audible, a 749 audible. This is Coach Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. 24-month personal loans are now available with approved credit from 7.49%. So get up to the line, the teller line that is, and call your own 749 audible. Stop in for details. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
At Pittsburgh Bay's Goldberg, Persky & White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock & Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com.
It's time to kick off the Flex Steel Fall Gallery Sale at AK Nahas. Get the comfort, quality, and style you want and save up to 20% off all Flex Steel furniture. Handcrafted for long-lasting beauty and comfort, choose from over 60 Flex Steel styles, the largest selection in Western Pennsylvania. Save up to 20% off Flex Steel, get 12-month special financing, and free local delivery. The Fall Gallery Sale only at AK Nahas, appliance, furniture, mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
Chester as the Rams host the Northgate Flames. Recap of the first half and see who the front runners are for the CCBC Player of the Game coming up for both schools a little bit later on in the halftime show. We'll also update you on scores around the Valley when we check in at the Fry Transportation Update Desk. But first, we welcome Northgate Athletic Director Todd Goebel to the A.K. Nahas Appliance Furniture Mattress TV broadcast booth. Athletic Director Goebel, welcome to the show. Do appreciate you spending some time with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
In 2021, Northgate snapped a 32-game losing streak. Still, they've struggled to put a winning season together. 4-6, 1-5 last year in the conference. The year before that, 3-7, 2-5. And now you're 4-4 overall, 2-3 in the Big Seven, and there's a real possibility of playoffs. What does that mean to a program like yours that there's a good possibility you're playoff bound, and what has Coach Chris Lucas brought to the team that's made that possible?
First of all, for our program, it means everything, and that is a direct correlation of the kids buying into the program and working hard. And you know what? It's the old saying that hard work pays off, and we are starting to see that now. Coach Lucas is a passionate person, and he has done a great job of bringing discipline and passion and a purpose for this program.
This football program is just one of a number of sports that you have. You have fall sports, winter sports, spring. Talk a little bit about the different athletic opportunities for students at Northgate.
We have, you're absolutely correct. We have all those sports. We have sports for females and males. And all our sports teams are now starting to participate better. They're having different cultures, and our students are actively participating in those.
What are the struggles that are associated with attracting kids to athletics? Do you see a difference now as compared to when you first started in coaching years ago?
Yes, I believe social media is, because the kids, we were talking about it the other day about how kids know, all the kids from the other teams, per se of off social media. So there's a lot of communication that goes back and forth, some good, some not very good. So that plays a big part of it. And then you have reality of some kids have to work, some kids have, other responsibilities to do. So it's a number of things.
For the students and primarily the parents that are listening right now, why do you believe that athletics is so important during a high school career?
I think I tell kids this all the time when they say, I think I want to play, but maybe not. I tell them, you have one time in your life that you can play any sport that you choose to. And after you graduate high school, that goes out the window. That is no longer the case. And I think it's very important for kids to have an opportunity to succeed, to find out how hard work works, different things like that, discipline for kids, because it sets them up for life. And I know a lot of employers, look at athletes and say, okay, if they're an athlete, that they have gone through trials and tribulations of good, bad, and generally they're going to be a pretty good worker because of that background.
Are you a believer in playing multiple sports in high school?
Absolutely, 100% yes.
Why?
Well, first of all, if you think that you are going to college coaches look for people that are athletes. That is the key word now is, I want athletes. And so you'll look at football players, even linemen that, are working in basketball and different sports that are working on their footwork and different things like that. So the body is much better when you're training it in different areas and not just one. And the experience also of, from the mind of playing a different sport is beneficial for our kids also.
How important is it to have full parent buy-in to student athletics at any school district?
Tremendous. If you have buy-in into anything, whatever you have, that is going to run smoothly because the fact that everybody is on the same page. And the last thing you want to do is have an activity that you're participating in, and then you hear different wording or different reasons, whatever you want to call it. When you go home or whatever, then we're sending kids mixed messages. So total buy-in by everybody just makes whatever program you're doing much, much better.
And at Northgate, and I'm guessing this is the case at many other school districts as well, it's not just the verbal aspect of the buy-in. There's a commitment, obviously, the student has to practice and then play, but there are also hands-on experiences that parents can demonstrate to their children that they're involved as well with the different responsibilities that you have posted on your athletic page about activities that are coming up and people that you need to help make those possible so that the kids can have the best experience they can.
Absolutely. We have opened up our game workers to the general public, to our population here in Bellevue and Avalon. And they give them an opportunity to supervise games, work in different areas, be part of the game program, and they also get a stipend for that also.
Very, very nice. Where can people find more about Northgate Athletics?
On our website, and go right to athletics, and you will get all that information. They also can call the school and ask for me, and I can give that personally. Athletic Director at Northgate, Todd Goebel, joining us at the AK Nahas Appliance Furniture Mattress TV broadcast booth. Athletic Director Goebel, thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much, and thank you for what you do.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Attorney Larry Kelly.
At Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, we have a culture. And that culture is that we're not going to get out-lawyered. We're going to make sure that we know the law as well as anybody. You don't even have an idea what facts are important until you know the law. Once we identify the law, we know what facts will determine the outcome of this case, and then we go out and investigate those facts to make sure that we have a factual pattern that is supported by the law that could lead to a successful outcome for our clients.
For your initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
27-0. Rochester over Northgate. It has been an absolutely dominating performance by Rochester, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side of the ball as well. Special teams on top of that. Before we go back and look at the first half once again, how about if we go over the Fry Transportation update desk and get the latest on scores?
Yeah, no question. Again, in our game, as you can see on your screen if you're Facebook, if not, we'll tell you on the air, Rochi 27, Northgate 0, and these are all presumably halftime scores. Southside in the Big 7 leads Union 28-7. We'll explain later in the Falcone's Moon Township Ford wrap-up show how that affects all the standings. And another one talking about affecting standings in the battle for second place behind Aliquippa in the Parkway. West Allegheny leads Central Valley 14-13. And Montour also staking a claim to second place in that conference. They lead Blackhawk 38-0. The other game in the Parkway is Aliquippa 41, Char Valley 0. To me, the biggest surprise of the night, and we always want to make sure these things are accurate, but we'll find out. Quaker Valley ahead of Beaver 7-6 at the halftime. That I wouldn't use the word shocking, but I would say that takes me off guard. Also, in the MAC, it's Riverside 9, New Brighton 0, Mohawk 17, Western Beaver 7. Beaver Falls at home leading Freedom 14-0. And another one that's unique, and maybe there'll be an update, is Neshannock tied with Elwood at 0. Neshannock, if you recall, leads the section, or is tied for the section lead with Mohawk. But again, Dan Bradley, we've talked about him and sang his praises as a coach for years. So he's found a way to keep level with the Lancers after half.
Coming up after the game, we will have the Electric Garage Doors postgame show, and we will be naming CCBC players of the game. Who do you think are serious considerations at this point? We'll start off with Rochester.
Rochester's in a unique situation. They have two quarterbacks who are candidates for CCBC Player of the Game. You usually don't see two people at the same position who are candidates, but that certainly is Patrick Babel and Jaden Norman. Babel has taken several snaps, but he also caught a pass as a flanker running from left to right, so he's certainly a candidate. And again, Curry has played well, and also Haskins, obviously, and that's a trick question, not a trick question, but a trick response, because Nehemiah Haskins has played well at center for Roche, and Jeremiah Haskins has played well at tight end and defensively. Let's see, he's on the right end defensively, so he's played well for the Rams also.
We haven't had a lineman win the CCBC Player of the Game since week 0, and it was Samari McCoy. I don't know about you. I kind of like Lucas Pierce and Logan Lyons as co-CCBC players of the game. The way that they've been anchoring that left side and they've been running behind it all night.
You have to read paragraph 6C on page 31B of the Beaver County Radio log, which specifies no co-players of the game.
Oh, see, I didn't read that far.
Right.
That explains everything.
Yeah, you have to. It's right there in the fine print. I think it might even be in italics. Because one time I wanted to give it to a team's whole offensive line, and I was swatted in the face by our beloved partner, Bob Barrickman, who said it can only be one person. So in any event, we will. We'll take a look around. For Northgate, they've struggled, but Austin Mitchell's played valiantly. Santon Lane, if I'm saying that right, he's played well. He's in the middle of our screen right now wearing jersey 3. But it's just been tough going for the Flames tonight. Again, they've had several injuries that have hurt them, and they're doing the best they can. But it's been a tough night for Northgate. They are at this moment 2-3 in section.
Maybe the most surprising news of the night was that Antonio Laurie, after being out for 6 weeks, came in and played well, experienced an injury in the second quarter, but not before he picked up 2 touchdowns and lit the place on fire.
No question about it. You mentioned he scored a touchdown once in every 7 times he touched the ball. My best guess unofficially is he touched the ball, I'd say 7 or 8 times, but he has 2 touchdowns, which would certainly help that unique statistic. We should also tell our listeners and our viewers on Facebook that because the Rochester Rams won the toss and deferred, they will get the football to open the third period.
Yes, they shall. And once again, the Electric Garage Doors postgame show coming up after the game. We will name the CCBC players of the game. And then right after that, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show that is hosted by our own Bruce Fry. We don't have Mike Azadian with us tonight. However, you are willing to do double duty, where you up here color and then at some point in the fourth quarter head down to the sideline, too.
I could honestly say I could interview Gene Matzook blindfolded. I've done it so many times. Yes, no trouble at all.
All right, here comes the kickoff. Santion Lane is kicking off. It is a short kick to one of the up men, touched by one of the up men, and then out of bounds, and around the 40-yard line.
Mason Lucci, it grazed off of his hands and then went out of bounds. So even though the kickoff goes out of bounds, it was off a Rochi player. It's not a penalty, but the net result is still favor. Again, if you just joined us, Rochi's first 2 touchdowns were on drives starting in Northgate Flame territory. So they've had very good success with drive starts. Babel is going to start the second half at quarterback. Norman is standing right in front of us on the sideline. So that's how Rochi will operate to open the third.
Babel is all by himself in the backfield. Guido is to his right. Now there's a big shift taking place, and he's running over the right side. Northgate was able to get some penetration and a quick stop after a gain of 2, and there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, my best guess is illegal shift by Rochi. That you mentioned the tonnage that came across from left to right, but I believe that they weren't set when the ball was hiked. And we'll see if replay shows what we think it might have shown, but they are stepping it off against Rochi. It's a procedure, but the reality of it is the people who shifted from left to right weren't quite set when the ball was hiked.
That sets up a 1st and 15 now from Rochester's 36. They are going left to right. The ball is on the far hash mark. And when the ball has been set up on far hash marks, they seem to like the idea of running to the wide side like they just did.
Now
Once again, Babel is in shotgun, takes the ball, hands it off on a sweep to number 7. Once again, he picks up Desmond Ledford over the right-hand side, is able to get back to the original line of scrimmage and a couple more.
Yeah, actually, Norman was the quarterback there. We can see Babel, number 2. He was a wide out there, and this has really caused problems for Northgate. They don't know what's going on in terms of personnel.
I don't know what's going on in terms of personnel.
Yeah, but and that's. But you were right, though. They like going to the wide side. That's exactly what took place there on that sweep.
Norman, shotgun formation, man on his hip, decides to keep it himself, runs it right up the middle over the right edge, and gets out near the 50-yard line, setting up a very short 3rd and 1.
And the one thing, that's the one thing we can see. Athletic Director Brad Verico has blessed us with a fine location here at Rochester, and we're pretty much at midfield or the 48, 49-yard line, and we can very clearly see here that it's 3rd and 1.
Everybody's in tight.
Yeah, at the 50.
Full house backfield. Handoff to Guido over the left side. Able to break a couple of tackles, get beyond the 45-yard line, inside the 45 to around the 44. Referees are saying it's 1st down and now 1st and 10
for
question.
Rochester. Yeah, no question. And the funny thing is, I amuse myself by keeping time of possession. How is it that Northgate can be down 27-0, but in the first half they had an advantage of time of possession? It's crazy how that stuff works out, but that's what happened.
Everybody's in tight one more time, full house backfield. Handoff to Guido over the right side. No, it was not Guido. It was actually Jason Clinton from the left wing-back position. He took it over the right-hand side and picked up 8, almost 9 yards on the play.
But we've talked about this before. Rochester football, Gene Matzook, and before this his brother Dan, they have so many running backs you can't key on any one of them, and all of their quote-unquote wing-backs, like Clinton, are able to carry the ball.
Clinton, Guido, and Curry in the backfield. Goes to Clinton one more time up the middle. He's carrying defenders with him inside the 20, inside the 15, near the 13-yard line. What a great run by Jason Clinton.
Check out this replay if we haven't. But again, it all starts up front, right here on the right of your screen. The hole is open. Now they're white shirt. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. But he has so much forward inertia that he is difficult to bring down.
Rochester imposing their will on Northgate. And the coach for Northgate. Chris Lucas said that's what they like to do, and they're doing it today. Guido over the left-hand side. He has the edge. He has the corner. He has the end zone. Touchdown, Dom Guido. Another touchdown. We'll make that number 7 on the season. He came into the game with 352 yards on 55 carries, and they continue to run over that left side behind Pierce and Lyons and impose their will on Northgate.
No question about it. That will officially go down as a 13-yarder. And again, if you just joined us, this is the first drive of the third period after halftime, and Rochi marches it down the field. It did start in Rochi territory. They did cross the 50, but on the ground, no passes thrown. Rochi takes it in.
They are 2 points away from the mercy rule. They decided to go ahead and go for two. Jaden Norman on a quarterback keeper over the right-hand side easily gets in for that 2-point conversion. No one even close to him on that. So it's now 35-0 Rochester over Northgate, and that mercy rule clock is now in effect.
Yes. For those not sure what that means, once a team is up 35 points in the second half, the clock continues to run, stopping only for injuries, timeouts, touchdowns, and change of possession. Even first downs, the clock is expected to roll. And that's where we are right now, 8:57 to play, third period, so the clock does stop after the Rochi touchdown.
Chris Lucas and his team really hoping that they were going to be able to come in here and contain Rochester, make a great game of this, and maybe even come out with a victory and get their first playoff bid in what seems like forever. And now when you're trailing 35-0 with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, you're looking for some kind of bright spot now, something on film that you can go back and look at and say, we did this well.
The problem for Northgate is this is their last section game. They play exhibition next week. They're going to finish at 2-4. That's not going to cut it.
No, it's not. Felipe Gomez with the kickoff to about the 20-yard line, picked up and ran out to around the 34-yard line. And
I guess that was Trent, actually. I believe that was Trent, as it turns out.
Yeah, Sam Trent, number 18, with the return on that one. He gets it down to around the 33-yard line where they'll get set up on a 1st and 10 on the far hash mark. Once again, Northgate is going from right to left and wondering what do they have to do to kind of get things together here and begin to get not just one first down, maybe a couple first downs at least. Yeah, even if it isn't a score, something to show some progress.
The problem for them is even though we say they're going from right to left, on some of these drives they've been going from left to right. They've been getting backed up.
Shotgun formation, wide receivers all over. And at number 2, Austin Mitchell decides to keep it and gets out over the 35-yard line to about the 37. And once again, it looked as though there was a little bit of a difficulty in that exchange.
My 2 cents is that was just a fake pass out in the flat. That was designed to get the defense to go wide so he could shoot up the middle. Just the way that he came up with one complete fake. Here, watch this on replay. He really didn't even try to throw the ball. He just took it with 2 hands and put it above his head. There was no bending of the elbow. There was no throwing motion. That was simply a ploy to get Rochi to react. The Rams didn't bite, and they stopped it for medium yards.
It is now a 2nd and 6. Austin Mitchell with Aiden Gross to his right side. Wide receivers, 2 and 2. Takes a snap, high snap, throws it out over the right flat, connects with Sam Trent Jr. Looks as though he has first down yardage, caught it around the numbers and getting out beyond around the 45-yard line.
My honest opinion, and maybe we'll consult with Bill Allman, but my honest opinion is that is Northgate's first passing yards of the night. I truly believe that. I might have missed. I just think that that's the case. At least over the line of scrimmage, they might have tried a pass. Yeah, first, Bill backs me up. That's their first completed pass.
1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Trent, shotgun. 4 wide receivers, 3 and 1, 1 in motion. Darius Fields out in the flat around the 40, takes the pass. Blockers out in front. get back over the original line of scrimmage, out close to the 50, around the 49-yard line, we'll call it. A 2nd and 4 on that pass out to the
Fields
flat.
is playing hard. But the other thing, another trademark of Class A football that you don't see it in the games that you might have personally reported on in years past with big schools is the quarterback, Norman, playing defense. You just don't see that at the higher enrollment levels of WPIL football. And I give Norman all the credit in the world for playing defense.
2nd down. And Austin Mitchell is in shotgun depth, but he's really in the pistol because his running back is all the way back to the 49 yards off the line of scrimmage. Shotgun snap over his head, going back for it. The ball is still loose and finally grabbed by Austin Mitchell. They have had such difficulty all night long with that shotgun snap, whether to the sides or over his head.
It's tough. And again, we should also, as we see right now, here's the snap right now over Mitchell's head. The other thing, and this was a high snap, but the thing that also, Mitchell, I remember his listing in basketball, he is 5'9". So, if you're centering it to him, you want to try to keep it low. Rachi in hot pursuit, and that's the kind of thing, that goes as like a minus 15-yard rushing play. That's the kind of thing that can really blow up your stat sheet if you're Northgate. They're going to have very limited total offense tonight.
3rd and 26. Made a motion out to the right. Lane has the ball, looking for a screen pass. Fields has it, only able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, setting up a 4th and 25.
Jaden Stewart's there defensively for Rachi, coming up with a solid play. And Hunter Hensey was out there coming up from the defensive backfield. And you'd like to think if you're down 35-0 on 4th down, you might as well go for it, but not in this situation where it's 4th and 24.
No, Austin Mitchell and Lane are both coming off.
No, Lane limps back out onto the field.
Okay,
he punted the last time. Let's see if he does this time.
So now we have limps with Lane and Austin Mitchell. They're both limping.
But you have to believe that they're going to punt, right? I mean, you can't. They're going to think about it, is what it boils down to.
Timeout, Northgate. 4th and what's this 30, 16 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but winning is all in the game when you shop for a used car at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Because the Beaver Valley Auto Mall believes that the experience of buying a used car should be an exciting and simple process. When you're looking for a used car near the Beaver Valley area, look no further than the inventory of cars and trucks and SUVs at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Stop in today and see their incredible selection. You'll find all the help you need or click BeaverValleyCars.com. Beaver Valley Auto Mall, near the mall in Center Township.
So Northgate calls timeout. They're trying to figure out what you're going to do, what they're going to do. I don't know what you call on a 4th and 24. But their punting is not successful. They had a punt earlier in the night where Lane, who is their normal punter, did not. It went all of 12 yards. He is now out on the field. Will he decide to go ahead and pooch punt this?
Yeah, he's not at regular punt depth. We should tell our listeners that.
Yes, he's more at a shotgun formation depth, and oftentimes quarterbacks do pooch punt from here. He takes the snap, back the pass, looking to throw it down the left-hand side, finds Darius Fields. My goodness, he caught the ball, and he's running for the end zone. 20-10-5, touchdown, Darius Fields. My goodness, 4th and 24.
And it's a 69-yard touchdown. Credit Northgate. We all thought that it was safe money just to punt the football. Credit Northgate, trailing by 35 with coming down, and Mitchell was incredibly wide open. But when Northgate got to the line, it was abundantly clear that they were going for it. That was not a punt situation. It's a little bit tricky to see it. Now we get focus in as we see the replay on camera to Fields, but the idea is Northgate pulled it off. I can honestly say in our coverage of high school football this year, that was the longest fourth down yardage conversion we've seen successfully. I think that's a reasonable statement.
Yes, that is a very reasonable statement. And if you're looking for something good that you can put on film, as I was mentioning earlier, they now have it, and they are going for a 2-point conversion.
With Mitchell at quarterback.
Mitchell stacked over on the right-hand side, looking for a receiver in the corner, finds him,
Yes.
and the 2-point conversion is now good.
Yes, Steiger catches it right by the pylon on the right side of the end zone. So you're right, and this is what you want to do, particularly for late in the season, for your off-season confidence, is show you're looking for small things that you can hang your hat on, and that's not a small thing. That was a 69-yard completion by the Flames, and that certainly gives them something to feel good about.
And you know what? I can easily see Coach Matsuk, after the game that he's had so far, guys being a little overconfident. What do you want to see on film? You want to find something that you can coach them up on, and that touchdown play may be that one play.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it was a secret that Northgate was after the timeout, they were clearly trying to make a first down. There is no way that Lane was going to punt in that situation, and they certainly, to their credit, found an opening.
And
onside,
they just went for an onside kick. It looks as though it went the distance.
They had it, too.
Now, there's a referee coming in from our side that's saying, no, they touched it before they got to the 50.
Well, we'll let.
And it looks as though they did recover, though, at the 48-yard line, and now the referees talk about this.
Yeah, but the problem for Northgate is Lane is really messed up now. He is right at the 40-yard line, and on that replay, let's see. I think Rachi touched it before it went 10. Let's see how they legislate this. All officials are talking it over. Just from seeing Curtis's replay there, I thought Rachi touched it before it went 10 yards.
Illegal touching they have officially called against Northgate, and they are giving the ball to Rochester. Rochester will get it on their own. Well, let's see. It was recovered at the 48. Midfield. That was recovered, though, by Northgate. It looks as though they're going to give it to Rochester where the illegal touching occurred, and that will be at the Northgate 49-yard line. It's set up on the far hash mark.
That's what it appears to be. So, and again, that is bang-bang action. But credit Northgate for, again, making a shot at it. They're down 35 on the road in the third period. They score on 4th and 24. They turn around and kick an onside kick. I give them a lot of credit. And again, this Lane has played valiantly, but he's back on the sidelines. He was doubled over in pain at about the 40. I can't quite spot him now, but one place you won't find him is on the pitch.
And Lane, touchdown pass. Lane, key in defense at playing that defensive end outside linebacker position, and he's also the kicker, and that was a beautiful squib kick for an onside kick.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. He's played well, and but Rachi does have the football here.
Everybody's in tight once again. Norman hanging it off to his running back over the left-hand side once again. This time it was given to his running back, number 33, Curry. Nice run over that left side, and another gain of about, well, my goodness, 7 yards on the play.
Oh, yeah, no question. That's the one thing about Rachi. You see them dive in the line. You see the pile move a little bit, and you think, okay, that's nice. But then you look, and it's a 7-yard pickup. It doesn't seem spectacular, but it is.
Rochester now content with running the clock out. Another handoff, this one to Guido over the right side. He has the edge, 25-20, inside the 20. They're now in the red zone. They love to run that wide side run.
Well, it was a toss. Yeah, it was actually a toss. It was a pitch, a toss sweep. And again, but it all starts with their offensive line sealing it off, pinning back all the white jerseys.
Yeah, Curry, Guido, Laurie, they're putting up the numbers, even Norman and Babel, but that offensive line has just really been dominant. And don't forget to throw in the tight ends, too. Brady Gorman and Jeremiah Haskins that are a part of that. It's really, if you look at it, a 7-man front is what they run for the most part.
No question. And now it's a modest pickup here, leaving us with second down.
Yeah, run over the right side, pickup of maybe 1, setting up a 2nd and 9 once again. It's about at the 18-yard line, between the 18 and the 17, near hash mark. Clock is running, 2:03 to go in the third quarter on a running clock. Rochester up to the line, everybody in tight. Jaden Norman taking his time, play clock, letting it run down. 3 running backs, handoff over the right-hand side. That one was Jason Clinton from the left side of the backfield, running that sweep, if you will, over to the right side.
From the Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk, Union has come back a little on south side. It's now 28-15 Rams. And also Beaver has taken the lead over Quaker Valley at 14-7. Beaver Falls ups its lead to 20-0 over Freedom. But Neshannock and Elwood is now Neshannock 14 and Elwood 7. So there's movement in that game that didn't exist in the first half.
Jaden Norman under center, Guido, Curry, and Clinton in the backfield. Hand off to Curry over the left-hand side near the end zone, and the referees say yes, touchdown Rochester. They tack on 6 more. It is now 41-8, Rochester over Northgate.
Yes, and again, we've said it how many times. If we'll see if we get a replay. You can just see the separation at the point of attack. Here it is right there. There's just nobody there on the right side defensively for Northgate, and he's able to bounce to the outside, find an opening, and take it to pay dirt.
Just got a score on Riverside and New Brighton. 6 minutes left to go in the third. It's now 16-0 Riverside on New Brighton. And the extra point is up, and it is good. 42-8 Rochester over Northgate. The kickoff is next on Beaver County Radio.
Does someone you know struggle to read? If so, there's tuition-free local help available. The Provident Charter School West at the former Quigley High School in Baden is helping students in grades 1st through 4th. Provident Charter School West teaches students with dyslexia so they can go back to their hometown schools and learn alongside their friends. Provident Charter School West is a tuition-free brick-and-mortar school for children in grades 1st through 4th who are below grade level in reading. For more information, go to providentcharterschool.org. You don't happen to have a schedule for next
week. 42-8. Less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Rochester up on Northgate. Northgate doing their best to make a go of this. I mean, they were very impressive drive. They have gone for it before, Bruce, on 4th down, and it was just the idea of, well, we're going to go for it because the punting isn't doing us anything. But that last drive, going for it on a 4th and 24 and completing that, 69-yard touchdown pass?
Yes, from the 31, yes. Oh, yeah, we salute the Flames for trying that. That's for sure.
Absolutely. All right, here comes the kickoff. It's going to make it to around the 20 by Castillo, and there's a flag on the play.
And that generally means that Rochi was offsides in their eagerness to cover the kick.
Yes.
That's what you would imagine. That would be our first signal. We'll check that out.
Yeah.
But it's still it is been all Rochi. There they are. They're offsides on the kick attempt, so they'll step it off. The net result is they'll kick from the 35 as we're in the final minute of play in the third period.
Something else for Coach Matsook to be upset about come Monday?
He'll be fine with the overall performance. But they do have the Rams versus the Rams. That's a big game next week in terms of Rochi wanting to improve its situation. See, if it could easily wind up that Rochi and Shenango both wind up 3-3, and if that happens, Shenango is seated ahead of Rochi because they beat the Rams.
And the kickoff. This one over Trent's head. He picks it up around the 10. up the numbers and immediately stopped just before he was able to make it to the 20-yard line. Kickoff by Gomez Castillo and the return by Trent Jr.
And certainly
Sam Trent.
Aiden Gross in there, an inside linebacker. He was a key guy on special teams. We've said it before, but I have nothing but praise for Rachi's coverage of all these kickoffs. Let's see, 6 touchdowns. So that's 6 times they've kicked off there, plus the opening kickoff. They've had 6 kickoffs, and I can't believe that Northgate has 15 yards total return yards. I mean, that's how effective. That would be my unofficial guess.
I wouldn't be surprised if your unofficial guess was within a yard or two.
I love it. But now Lane, bless his heart, is out there again.
Takes a snap, and they call the play dead.
How about delay of game? Oh, end of the quarter. My apologies.
End of the quarter.
My apologies.
42-8. We're at the end of 3 on a running clock. The fourth quarter is next on Beaver County Radio.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Gnu's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Gnu's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Gnu's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
Hey, James Brown.
He's my man.
Watching us on Facebook.
I feel good.
We love you, James.
He says, I played basketball for the Rams, lettering in 57 and 58. That's out of sight.
Let us know where you are in Oregon.
We're glad you're out there. We're glad you're checking out on Facebook. But I'm not going to lie to you. The whole idea of it overwhelms me. I still got to get used to the concept of the World Wide Web and how it works and how you can send information anywhere. It just shows that I can put people to sleep all over the world, let alone just in Beaver County.
Isn't that wonderful to know? You've got a reputation to uphold.
No doubt.
All right, so Santion Lane, he is back in. He's a quarterback. 4 wide receivers, 2 right, 2 left, man in motion. Fields is in motion. Back to pass, looking for Fields. Nope, but he does find Austin Mitchell. They were really close to each other. Got Austin Mitchell and a pickup of about 1, maybe 2 yards.
Curry snuffed that out. Curry was right there on the spot. He held his ground, as the saying goes. He didn't bite on the play-action fake by Northgate. He stayed right where he was, securely made the tackle, and made that a short gain for the Flames.
Santion Lane, he is limping considerably, but he's still out there doing what he can at the quarterback position. Austin Mitchell, the other quarterback, he's out there too. He's more in a flanker position right now. Lane's all by himself. 4 wide receivers made in motion across from him. Looking back, throw out to Mitchell, incomplete pass. He tried to get Mitchell on a quick hook of about 5 yards out, just not able to connect.
No, I mean, the play was there. You know, Mitchell anticipated contact. Maybe he flinched a little bit, but the bottom line is it hits off his hands and it goes incomplete. You know, the other thing for Northgate that's tough is their play. They have an exhibition game. Not only do they have an exhibition game, it's at Fraser. Fraser is in Perryopolis. That is a long, long way from here. And with all their injuries, you know, that'll be a real test for their coaching staff for who wants to play football.
Lane shotgun, takes a snap, looking for somebody downfield, trying to throw it deep. Has his quarterback, who otherwise plays quarterback, Austin Mitchell, on a slant route off of his hands and almost intercepted.
Yeah, it's a dropped pass. There's no other way to phrase it. It's unfortunate for Northgate, but it is a drop pass. Mikey Norman was there in coverage. That's like a summer drill, or what they call a tip drill, where they bounce it off a receiver's hands and you dive for it and try to come up with it. Norman was close, but I should say that, Norman was close, but could not quite come up with the football.
If you're just joining us, the score 42-8, but as Bruce has said a number of times previously, Northgate is dealing with some really key injuries of some of their star players, real athletes as well. Not only a great football player, but great basketball players too. Back to pass, chased down by Rochester, and Lane tries to throw it away. Does so, incomplete pass on a 4th down play. Rochester now takes over on downs deep in Northgate territory.
Yeah, no question about it. Northgate had a miracle a few minutes ago. They were able to complete a 69-yard pass on 4th and 24, and this time not so good. But the problem for Northgate is this is a much deeper situation in that the nose of the football is on the 20, which means Rochester is just about in the red zone. Let's see if the Rams sub here, too. That's another thing that Coach Matzook has done throughout his year, and it does look like they're bringing in new people. I'm not going to lie to you. And so he is – I can see Joseph Perlich out there as offensive lineman. A flanker is Braden Siggett. He's out there. And let's see if it's a new –
It looks like William Smith, number 9, William Smith. Oh, no, sorry. Wrong roster.
It's Siggett.
Braden Siggett.
Yeah. And
he is a freshman.
Inside, Thomas Henry gets the carry. He's a sophomore. So he's able to get it. Other offensive lineman, looks like Cole Poplin is a junior. He's out there in the backfield. Clinton remains. He's playing now, but also Jake Schaefer is out there as an offensive lineman. So Rachi is typical of Gene Matzook. They're trying to get as many people, as many snaps as possible in a 35-point game.
What's interesting, the way they make the quarterback run this is that every time the quarterback comes all the way over to the sideline, meets with Coach Matzook, and then goes all the way back out and calls the play, handoff up the middle. Yeah. Nice pickup.
Clinton Jr. has it. And again, you can see on our replay, the white shirts are getting driven backwards, which is on your screen from right to left. Rachi, even if these are reserves, they know the playbook well enough. They're driving them back. And it's something that Rachi will like looking to in their film session, but they've certainly been able to push the Flames back off the football. Javen Hamer is out there as a tight end.
Full backfield handoff over the left side. Once again, that was Braden Siggett handing it off to Tyler Miller, able to pick up maybe a yard or 2 on the play.
They do keep Nehemiah Haskins, the center, out there for stability, but Lennon Miller is in there on the right side of the offensive line. So Rachi's trying to get quite a few players involved, which is certainly a good thing because these guys have been to a ton of practice sessions.
And this is setting you up if you have any injuries, your guys are able to come in and play, and then you're setting up next year as well with all these freshmen and sophomore getting opportunities to get out there. Jason Clinton with the handoff on the right-hand side, not able to get around the corner, close to first down yardage. We'll see what the referees ultimately call. It looks as though he may have come up short.
Yes, but the main thing is in a running clock, the clock continues to drain. This will be one of the faster quarters we broadcast all year. We're approaching the halfway mark of it. 6:30 some to play. Northgate does hold on downs, and so with exactly 6:30 to play, Northgate takes over, but it's almost as good as a deep punt. They're at their own 11-yard line. So
yes. And they just called timeout. Let's call timeout with them. We'll come back in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $359 a month or a new Ultima Premium package for only $359 a month. Plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
42-8, Rochester, all over Northgate. And there is 6:30 to go in a running clock in the fourth quarter. Rochester now looking for the biggest matchup they have of the season coming up next week as they take on Southside. and Southside up in Union, and it seems as though they're having their way with Union tonight. Rochester looking to be able to get a playoff berth, and they need a little bit of help. Not only win tonight, but win on next Friday as well.
I think Rochi is secure with a win tonight here. Now they do. The Northgate does bring in a third quarterback, Anthony Barron, and he'll take some snaps. Again, you've said it before. Lane is injured. Mitchell is injured. They're both banged up. And again, in this late game situation with the clock on, they're trying to take the conservative route and get Barron some reps as quarterback.
What are the scores that you have from the Fried Transportation update?
Well, again, Southside over Union 28-15. Aliquippa led Char Valley 47-0. Beaver did pull ahead of Quaker Valley 14-7. BF 20, Freedom 0 as we see this direct snap.
Run over the right side, trying to find the corner, not able to get to it. Maybe a pickup of 1 on the play, setting up a 3rd and 10.
Central Valley had missed a kick. That's why they trailed 14-13 versus West Allegheny, but now apparently they're up 22-14. Former partner Tom Hayes has been very helpful on updating us live from Joe D. McCullough Stadium at West Allegheny. Riverside's up over New Brighton 16-0. It appears that Neshannock is ahead of Elwood City 14-7, and Laurel leads Summit Academy in the Big 7 30-6.
Is there another score? Does the Shenango score matter to Rochester? Does that Shenango game matter to Rochester? I know the Shenango's rush out over the right side, getting out near the 15-yard line. We are now at a 4th down for
I'm not
Northgate.
going to lie to you. Who's Shenango even playing? They're out of section tonight. They're playing Leechburg. That's why it's not even on my score sheet.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah. You caught me off guard there.
I'm sorry about that. I just remember you mentioning earlier in the broadcast that Shenango could keep Rochester out depending upon a tie.
They beat Rochi head-to-head. So if those two teams tied for 3rd, Shenango would be 3 and Rochi would be 4.
All right.
Oh, here's a pooch punt off the shotgun, and Rochi wisely lets it go out of bounds. So the Rams will take over with 4:09 in regulation.
They have it at the Northgate 45-yard line. 4:09. Clock stops long enough to reset the ball, and then it will then begin once again. Rochester decided to go ahead and bring out not only the 2s, but really the 3s. I mean, when you look at their lineup and their starting quarterback in Jaden Norman and then Patrick Babel as the backup, they have then gone even deeper than that with Braden Siggett at quarterback. Braden Siggett he was the quarterback in the last series. He maintains that position here in this series. Full house backfield behind him, tight ends, bookending the tackles on both sides. Handoff to the mid-back. Looks as though it was Amari Curry that had that. Oh, no, check that. Not 33. It was 23. Thomas Henry, a sophomore, 5'8", 170 with the run on that play. And able to get maybe a yard on that just outside the 44. Setting up a 2nd and 9. 3:30 on a running clock for Rochester. Braden Siggett running back in from the sideline. The ball set up on the near hash mark. And they're letting the play clock that run down as much as they can. Full house backfield, bookend tight ends. And a botched snap, and then Siggett did just a really smart thing to do, just fall on the ball. If you have a quarterback, offensive line, center exchange that goes bad, just fall on the ball. And especially now with 3 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, just let it go and recover the ball and go on to the next down. 3rd and 10 now for Rochester at the 45. So Rochester, after this game, is getting ready for the Southside game. In fact, they will begin the preparations for this shortly after. They will be looking at matching up with Southside coming up next Friday. From the Fried Transportation Instant Update Desk, Southside 35, Union 15. There was a handoff over the right side. Looks as though there was a fumble on the play and recovered by Northgate. Northgate was able to recover that fumble, taking possession of the ball 42-8. You're going to love when they're still playing so aggressively, giving all that they have, even though the game is completely out of reach. Still making the play that you can. Wonderful life lessons being taught here by Coach and his staff for the team here at Northgate, Coach Chris Lucas and his staff. So Northgate now has the ball, 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. They're set up right in the middle of the field, right around the Rams logo that is in the middle of the field. Shotgun, handoff over the left side, picking up of about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. Anthony Barron for Northgate has taken over as the quarterback. Austin Mitchell and Santion Lane, the two, if you will, starting quarterbacks. Santion Lane limping really badly earlier from an injury, and Austin Mitchell struggling a little bit as well. And now they give some quality time to one of their backup quarterbacks. He's now setting up in the shotgun formation, wide receivers wide on both sides. Once again, this is Anthony Barron. Takes the high snap, decides to keep it himself, runs over the right-hand side, makes a man miss, another man miss. Finally, a third man is able to finally bring him down. He crosses the 40-yard line, crosses the 35, and is finally brought down around the 33. Northgate continuing to play, not just letting this run out. 44 seconds to go. They have time for one, maybe two more plays before this thing is wrapped up. Anthony Barron getting an opportunity and show he can play too. A little bit of a limp by him. Shotgun, takes a snap, high snap, brings it down over the left side, looking for a blocker or two, spins and gets out close to the 30-yard line, crosses the 30 near the 29. 15 seconds left to go in the game, and the clock is going to run out and expire. There will not be another play, and Rochester will win this game 42-8. 42-8 is the final score. Is at zeros. When we take a little break here, we'll come back. We'll check in with Bruce Fry, who's on the field. He'll be talking with Gene Matsuk, the winning coach of the Rochester Rams, and the CCBC players of the game, coming up next on Beaver County Radio.
Everyone at Plasmeyer Towing in Elwood City is proud to help sponsor Beaver County Radio's broadcast of local games this football season. Plasmeyer Towing provides their customers with usable auto parts and pays top dollar for junk vehicles. They also offer low prices on towing services. Plasmeyer Towing Services, New Brighton, Elwood City, Beaver County, and Allegheny County. Plasmeyer Towing extends best wishes and safe travel to all the teams this season.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Bubba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $359 a month, or a new Ultima Premium package for only $359 a month, plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team where everyone plays and, more importantly, everyone wins. This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union. If you need a loan, it's game time. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden, Maricopa. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or click friendlyfcu.org. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
Big victory for Rochester over Northgate. Our own Bruce Fry is on the field with Coach Gene Matzook.
Yeah, hi, Coach. It's always a pleasure to interview you after a Rochester win. Your team played valiantly, but as you just told your team, the big deal was to get a playoff berth.
That's the main thing. You know, senior night, you want to win for your seniors. The biggest thing is we had to clinch a playoff spot. We lost tonight, we could have been in trouble. And, battling the injuries we had this year, our top running back's been out for 6 weeks. We had a couple of our slot guys out for 4 weeks. I mean, we had a lot of injuries that people don't realize. And our kids have overcome it. And, they clinched the playoff spot. And now, hopefully, when we get to the playoffs, we can be a dangerous team.
And the other thing I heard you tell your team is you were proud of the way they played in all 3 phases. How about if you elaborate that for our listeners?
No doubt. I mean, I thought all 3 our special teams did a tremendous job. We didn't get big plays on special teams. Our defense played a tremendous game, except for the last play. It was 4th and 55, which I wasn't happy about. But other than that, our offense, they put 42 points on the board and got to 35 like they were supposed to.
Yeah, we really liked your kick coverage. We noted that you had 6, 7, or 8 kickoffs, and I think the longest return was about 6 yards. I was really impressed with the way you covered kicks.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, the number 2's back here, Mitchell kid. He's electric. I mean, he's quick and he can break it at any time. And our kids did a good job of covering our kicks. So I was real happy with our special teams.
And particularly coming out of the Big 7, a playoff berth is a big deal because we've also told our listeners that the Final 4 last year in Class A, 3 were from the Big 7, so that's a big deal.
Exactly. So hopefully the WPL committee takes a look at that, which I didn't know they will. But understanding too where we were. I mean, we slipped up a couple times. We didn't have our best people out there in the sense of with the injuries, and so we overcame the injuries this year. Some teams don't. We did, and got to the playoffs, and. I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of they've stepped up and worked and got to the playoffs.
And then one final thought, if you could just cast us ahead 7 days, the Rams play the Rams in Hookstown.
Yeah, well, it was a good game last year, so hopefully we can do that next week. So it's always a good game at the end of the year. Southside's a well-coached team, and so, hey, we'll be looking forward to it.
We'll certainly let you enjoy this one in the luxurious Rochester locker room.
Thank you, sir, and it's always good to see you.
My pleasure. Thanks again for your time, and it's great to be here in Rochi. All right, take care. Thanks.
Bruce, thank you very much. We'll take a little break. We'll come back, and we will announce the CCBC players of the game with our own Bruce Fry in just a moment. Once again, Rochester 42, Northgate 8. It's a final here at Rochester on Beaver County Radio.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $359 a month or a new Ultima Premium package for only $359 a month, plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
The Standard Bar and Grill on the river in Bridgewater is the place to enjoy summer. A great atmosphere, delicious food, and plenty of drinks are what you'll find at The Standard. The Standard in Bridgewater is boater friendly and has their own dock. DJs and live bands on Fridays and Saturday nights, an outside bar, an area to dance, and a beautiful view from their patio are just a few of the amenities at The Standard. That's The Standard Bar and Grill in Bridgewater.
It's time to kick off the Flex Steel Fall Gallery Sale at AK Nahas. Get the comfort, quality, and style you want and save up to 20% off all Flex Steel furniture. Handcrafted for long-lasting beauty and comfort, choose from over 60 Flex Steel styles, the largest selection in Western Pennsylvania. Save up to 20% off Flex Steel, get 12-month special financing, and free local delivery. The Fall Gallery Sale only at AK Nahas, appliance, furniture, mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
Do you know a child who struggles to read? If so, the tuition-free brick-and-mortar Provident Charter School West is here to help. The Provident Charter School West in Baden is helping children from 1st grade through 4th learn to overcome dyslexia so they can return to their hometown schools and graduate with their friends. Provident Charter School West meets the needs of children with dyslexia so they can become the inventors and educators of tomorrow. For more information, visit providentcharterschool.org.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry, classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
The local McDonald's restaurants are proud to be partners with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring Beaver County high school football games all season long. Stop in to any of the local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burritos, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Text McHire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it. You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
From the AK Dejas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth, it is the Electric Garage Doors postgame show where we are about to announce the CCBC players of the game. Coming up in a couple of moments, we will have the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. Rochester victorious tonight, 42-8, and it was all Rochester all the time. There just wasn't a whole lot that they didn't do remarkably well, as you heard the interview with Bruce Fry and Coach Gene Matzuk. Looking at the CCBC player of the game for Rochester, there are so many different players that could easily have won this award, from Antonio Lowry, who came back from 6 weeks of an injury to come back and score 2 big touchdowns and have a dominating performance. Dom Guido played well. Amari Curry did as well. Jason Clinton picked up a touchdown. Jeremiah Haskins, the entire offensive line, what they did in blocking for the skill guys, really impressive. Let me go through their names once again. They deserve all the credit in the world. Lucas Pierce at left tackle, Logan Lyons at left guard, Nehemiah Haskins at center, Mike Norman at right guard, and Parker Monroe at right tackle. They led the way, and the leader of this team, Jaden Norman. Oh, by the way, one more player that did remarkably well when he was called upon was Patrick Babel, the backup quarterback. He played oftentimes in the slot as well. But Jaden Norman tonight, number 12, really impressive coming into this game, and today he was the leader of this team, and he gets the CCBC player of the game nod. On the Northgate Flame side, there wasn't a whole lot for them to feel good about. But what they could feel good about was their willingness to play hard all the way through to the end. They were short man. There were only about 11, 12 men on the sideline when the 11 were on the field. They just were not all that deep in the first place. And the injuries that they had experienced coming into this game took their toll. And some injuries that occurred inside the game, where Austin Mitchell, their quarterback, number 2, who plays quarterback and does some wide receiving responsibilities, plus really good at running the ball as well. He got tweaked a little bit with an ankle. And their key player, Santion Lane, number 3, not only a quarterback when it comes to passing, rushing, and also on defense, where normally he is a great disruptor, but he hurt his ankle early in the game, hurt his leg. And normally you're talking about a guy that is leading the team in tackles, 40 tackles on the season, 7 of them for loss, 2 sacks. But in this game, he played courageously, coming back in after getting injured, playing quarterback, and on a 4th and 24, threw a pass to Darius Fields, 69-yard touchdown pass for the only score for the Northgate Flames. 2-point conversion was good, and with that, we decided that Santion Lane would be the CCBC player of the game for the Northgate Flames. Now, what's next? Rochester, and for Northgate. Northgate is playing a non-conference game against Fraser. Fraser coming into the night 1-7 overall, 1-4 in their own conference play. What this game sets up, though, is Northgate, that came in at 2-3, will wrap up their section play at 2-4, and on the outside, looking in 4-5 so far on the season. Definitely a step in the right direction for Coach Lucas and his squad and his coaching staff. On the Rochester side, the Rams are looking at playing the Rams. The Rams will take on Southside coming up next Friday. And this will be an all-important matchup. It looks as though the Rochester Rams are able to control their own destiny now. They are 3-2 in the Big 7 Conference, and they will be watching to see what happens with Shenango next week. But they'll be taking on Southside, and Bruce Fry back with us. Now that the Rams are victorious tonight.
Okay, wait a minute. Which Rams?
The Rochester Rams, and it looks as though the Southside Rams are victorious tonight too. Southside,
now that's up to 49.
Union. 49-15. So the Rochester Rams 5-3 overall, 3-2 in the Whitfield Big 7. It looks as though they're in a spot to where they're making the playoffs, and if they can get healthy and stay healthy, and Antonio Lari is able to play for them, who knows what they could do in the playoffs.
Well, that's what you find out. We've talked about it before. In a game Eddie Crow and I did at Freedom last year, Union narrowly defeated Rochester. It came down to a bunch of conversions. Union defeated Rochester 18-16 in the WPIL semifinals. They went down to Acrisure Stadium, defeated Bishop Canavan. They went all the way to the state final at Cumberland Valley, where they lost to Steelton High Spire. So that just shows how close Rochi was a year ago, and their players grasp that. They understand that. But the bottom line is that Rochi is certainly, now that they're healthy, we heard Coach Matsook on the interview, we had some down days and we had people out. I think that might have been a veiled reference to the Shenango game that they lost, I think, if they played right now. But the bottom line is the fact that Shenango did beat Rochi. If they both wind up with the same tie record of 3-3, then Shenango would be the number 3 seed out of the Big 7, and Rochi would be a 4. But I can also tell you this: Rochi, whether they're a 3 or a 4, and they're obviously going to be one or the other because Union's not going to have more than one loss, is that Rochi is an absolute nightmare for some 1 or 2 seed in some other section in Class A.
Yeah, you don't want to play them.
That's
not
for
in
sure.
The first round. You're looking for that first round game for a 1 or a 2 seed being a much easier game, kind of a tune-up for the next round.
Yeah, no question about it. So, again, Rochi played real well tonight. You've said it, I've said it. Coach Matsook just got done saying it after the game in all 3 phases of the game. That's the kind of thing that really makes you feel better.
Yeah, and you look at this team, Rochester, if they can get healthy and stay healthy, their 3 losses to Shenango, 18-6 this year, Union 46-28, and to Clarendon 18-15. They could easily be a one-loss team. They could also easily be maybe undefeated.
You could also say that all 3 of them are playoff teams because all 3 of them are. So that again, Rochester's players know that. They're aware of that. They're just going to follow Gene's creed of game by game. I almost was embarrassed to ask him about Southside because this is 3 minutes after the final horn.
Enjoy your victory. You had 90 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, have fun. But that's the bottom line, and we'll probably take one more look at things from the Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk, and then Ryan will help me get the wrap-up show started, and we'll proceed thusly.
Okay, we're broadcasting from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth. It is the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. Once again, congratulations to Jaden Norman and to Santion Lane. They are the CCBC players of the game. Final thoughts coming up in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
A Beaver County high school football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number one in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental in Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
At Pittsburgh Bay's Goldberg, Persky & White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock & Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry. Classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its fourth year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook. Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
All right, 42-8 Rochester over Northgate. All Rochester tonight. Everything they could do right seemed to be that way, except for maybe a couple of plays that maybe Coach Matzo could get himself worked up about on Monday, but that's about the extent
I
of
would
it.
say specifically the 4th and 24 conversion by Northgate, the 69-yard touchdown pass. He even mentioned that in his post-game chat. So
yeah, he wasn't happy about that.
No, and again, they'll make adjustments. They'll break it down. They'll see what happened. But it was an interesting situation because Northgate did call timeout before the play, and they lined up with Lane back, and you, as we both described, he was close enough to the line of scrimmage, and there was wideouts on either side of the field. It was abundantly clear that the Flames weren't going to punt.
They were not going to punt.
Right.
And it wasn't just.
And that's why Rachi feels bad, is because pretty much every man, woman, and child knew in the stadium that they were going to go for it somehow, some way, and they did.
And that was the deepest pass attempt that they even made.
Yeah. Well, that had to have been that was probably 2/3 of their total offense on the night. They probably had 100 yards total offense, and 69 of it came on one play. Because when you count those snaps over the head that are minus yards, that really rips off your total offenses when you have those minus 15s in there, and they had several on them on tough hikes. So
how do you think the Rams match up next week?
Well, the Rams from Hookstown, they're leading the WPIL in scoring. They went into tonight, I think, averaging 37 a game. They put 49 on Union. These Rams of Rochester, they just have to keep the one question to determine the whole game. This will sound bad. Can the Rams run on the Rams? And that means Rochester. Can Rochester run on Southside? That's what we'll find out. Almashi of Southside is a brilliant quarterback, able to run and pass. Coach Luke Travelpiece has done a great job with the Southside Rams. They last were defeated, I believe, by Bishop Canavan in the 2022 playoffs, so they have a lot to prove. But ultimately it'll come down, because that's when the dominoes fall into place. If the Rochester Rams can run on the Southside Rams, then the Rochester Rams will control the clock and keep the Southside Rams offense off the field, and so on down the line. That's how it'll play out. But wow, Southside put 49 on Union at Union. That's impressive. But I still want to do. I hope that's the game that we wind up doing. But we'll talk. I'm sure Frank Sparks will rip open the envelope Monday morning promptly, and we'll go from there.
Yes, we shall. Once again, 42-8 Rochester over Northgate. For Bruce Fry, I'm Robert Mangino. We will get together again next Friday night right here on Beaver County Radio.
Thank you for listening to coverage of 2023 high school football here on Beaver County Radio. Coverage of tonight's broadcast was brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbutt Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, AK Nahas Furniture Gallery, Tri-County McDonald's, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. And don't forget to check out all the scores and information from this week's game and all games at beavercountyradio.com and on our Facebook page at WBVP-WMBA.